Degrees and 30% chance for showers. We go down to the Carlsbad Artesia area with a temperature of 65 degrees and Hobbs and Lovington at 65 degrees. Carlsbad, 30% chance for rain, and Hobbs and Lovington, 40% chance for rain. Then on Thursday, rain chances continue by the evening. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
What day is it?
What am I going to do? Make a big announcement?
Yeah.
Big announcement, everybody.
It's Wednesday.
Up and at 'em.
Everybody works on Wednesday.
Who are these people?
Who are these people?
These are idiots.
Not exactly the best and brightest. These people are not rocket scientists.
Okay, I get it. The gloves are off.
These are just ordinary, boring people.
All right. You seem like a lunatic. Let's do this.
Showtime.
And good morning to you. It is showtime, just barely. I think I almost gave Blake a heart attack today, but all is good. I was rushing around playing mechanic and all kind of other stuff as electricity went out 2 hours before airtime.
Uh-oh.
And then about 30 minutes ago came back on. They had said it would be until tomorrow, so I'm trying to get generators to work. My main generator wouldn't work.
Uh-oh.
Brought the other generator 3 stories up. After hauling that thing up here, discovered the fuel line is busted.
Oh, shoot.
But at least I know what's going on. The electrician will come tomorrow to find out what's the matter with the other generator. We'll be good to go. But God bless America. Half hour before showtime, I told Blake, don't worry about it. Electricity's back on. Life is good. And I got to go take a shower, get some coffee, and grab me a Red Bull.
Wasn't there a song about that? Oh, yeah, that was Driving My Life Away, Eddie Rabbit.
So anyway, all is good. We're on the air. We're on cameras this morning. And I jumped out of the shower at straight up 6 o'clock. Got up to the studio, and all is good. God bless, Tom. See, this is the way you do it.
Very
And, of
familiar
course,
with
Tom has not a care in the world.
I was here, wasn't I? Hey, look.
As
Tom,
usual.
Tom did it just like you said. He got here at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, not a care in the world. Not a care in the world, as usual.
Yeah. Hey, B, we got an accident to report right quick. Hey, guys, texter saying accident on 128 right before County Road 1, traffic at a standstill. Again, that accident at 128 right before C1, traffic at a standstill. The report being brought to you by this morning.
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Check him out today. Today is game day. Dot Your Eyes Day. Go Caroling Day. International Human Solidarity Day. By the way, that will never happen because everybody hates everybody. It's not going to happen. Mud Day. Sangria Day. Tom, what is sangria?
It's, wine.
Mix with?
Another wine. I don't know. I never drink alcohol.
Isn't it wine mixed with fruit juice like orange juice?
Yeah, or it's yes, any other juice.
But is it an adult beverage? It is, isn't it, right? Okay.
And it's usually a red wine.
Red wine.
Oh, please don't. A bad day for Donald Trump. We're going to get to that coming up in just a second. Our number is 877-396-W105. Powerball jackpot continues to rise. No ticket matched all 6 on Monday. Man. So coming up tonight, $544 million jackpot. $500 million. Somebody could score that just in time to pay off their holiday debt.
Right.
I think I'm actually going to buy a ticket.
You go buy a ticket. $2.
So,
$2 now, right?
expenses are piling up this time of the year, and everybody wants the Powerballs. They do.
Do you want me to spend a couple bucks on a ticket for you, B, just in case?
Yeah, please do that. I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
U.S. economist Harry Dent predicting 2024 will bring the biggest crash of your lifetime. We talked about that yesterday. This is another economist saying the big crash is coming. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. What a terrible thing to bring up during the holidays. Everybody's spending money like drunken sailors, and you have to tell us we got the crash coming up.
Just keeping the expectations real.
Yeah, not good. But according to Joe, Bidenomics is working. Everything is good. Tweet of the day coming up in a second. Check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry. Find them in Carlsbad and, of course, in Loving. They have 3 locations. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes there. They can do all of that. You want to do it yourself, they have coin-operated machines. They're open 7 days a week. They dry clean, press. They can start you up, keep you looking good. And like I said, they have coin-operated machines. Find them in Carlsbad right there on West Lee, 609 West Lee Street, 604 West Church Street, and you can find them in Loving at 406 West Cedar. Increasing clouds today, high temperature getting up to about 65, 47 tonight, and then 61, maybe some rain coming tonight into tomorrow morning. And then by the afternoon, it should be sunny, and even Friday, they say sunny skies in the forecast. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in one. Find out more information by going to the website, WWRV3.com. Maybe the company just moved you to Carlsbad and you need an RV spot. That's not a problem. They have 3 parks, 162 RV hookups, all coming with 30 and 50 amps, all utilities included for one low price. And when I say all utilities, that includes high-speed internet right to your hookup. Give them a call if you need more information, 988-0392. WWRV3.com. I failed to mention they are pet friendly and very well lit up. A great place to lay your head at night. This is refreshing. I'm not a fan of the Saudis.
Okay.
Saudi Pro Soccer League continues to fail.
Oh.
Match over the weekend, 144 spectators. That is it.
That sounds like the New Mexico Bowl.
Right.
I'm hoping that I'm actually hoping that the Saudi Gulf League fails also. I'm hoping everything the Saudis touch turns to sand. They're not a real ally of America.
No.
They really hate us.
Yes.
So let's not let them take over everything we love.
Let's see. Where were all the 9/11 hijackers from?
Oh, they were all, wait. According to Tom, weapons of mass destruction. His buddy, George W. Bush. We should have attacked Saudi Arabia. That's where they were all from.
Yep.
They weren't from Iraq.
Nope.
Yeah, but we took in a dictator out there.
Keep living that dream, brother. Keep living that dream. All we did is kill young men and women for fighting a war that was about nothing because it had nothing to do with 9/11.
That's like if you're eating lunch and somebody comes by your table and knocks off your food onto the floor. That's like looking at them and hitting the person next to you.
But, of course, it was George W. Bush, and he's from Midland, so Tom's got to, got to stick with him.
Picking on
All
W.
we did is make millionaires into billionaires, is what we did.
Yep.
The war machine made a lot of money. Magnum PI reboot ends on Wednesday, January 3rd. 2-hour series, the finale, coming up 9 to 11 Central Time.
You know what they did wrong with that show? Have you ever seen it?
No, well, bring it back. No. I mean, bring that same thing with Hawaii Five-0.
Well, the problem was with this Magnum PI is they turned Higgins into a woman Okay, which is not a problem. It could have worked, right? But then they made them become love interests. So Magnum and Higgins are love interests, and that totally ruins the dynamic of the show.
Right.
And
well, I could see Tom Selleck with that big handlebar mustache falling in love with Higgins. Come here, big guy. I could see that working. What are you talking about? That could have worked.
Well, maybe that one could have worked, but this one couldn't.
Sarah Day O'Connor Remembrance Day. Joe Biden and Chief Justice John Roberts delivered the eulogies yesterday for as my TV comes on. I've been waiting for you to come on. Thank you. Thank you. God, you're a little late, but God bless you.
And now it won't go off. There you go.
So anyway, Sarah Day O'Connor Day, eulogies. Joe Biden spoke, and then John Roberts also spoke. And she was appointed by who? Was it Obama?
No, it was Ronald Reagan.
Tom scores.
She was appointed by Reagan?
Yep.
In 81.
Yeah, 81.
Okay, that's right. She was 93 years old. And officials responded to escalation crisis in the Red Sea by announcing the launch of International Task Force for Maritime Security. The officials vowing that the U.S. and a coalition partner nations will do whatever it takes to stop the threat posed by militants targeting commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Terrorist organizations. John Kirby spoke of that yesterday. Of course, John Kerry, the spokesperson for the Biden administration. All right, it looks like a Roswell man charged with shooting at a building. We'll get to that. We have that story. I got an update on that story. Tom in charge of the text. 877-396-W105. Tweet of the day is on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Maker Mirror. AtlasMakerMirror.com. Get that 20% discount right now when you go to W105. I mean, when you go to Atlas Maker Mirror and use the W105 discount code. Yeah, just where it says discount code W105, you're going to save 20% off. And right now, when you go to Albertsons and Hobbs and Carlsbad, they have the Atlas Maker Mirror now. Mm-hmm. You're going to save 20% there.
That's a great savings.
And, of course, if you're in Odessa or Midland, they have them at Market Street. Check them out. Tell you what, Rebecca Long, the local inventor, just good people. Just good people. I chatted with her last night, and just good people. She is just so special. And I wish her nothing but the best of luck. If you have the new Vogue magazine, check out the Atlas Maker Mirror, the ad that's in that magazine. As they have launched, they have taken this thing into Texas, doing advertising there, and, of course, also taking this thing international. So go to the website, atlasmakermirror.com. It's perfect for Christmas. They have them wrapped up, ready to go. If you want to call or stop by her location on West Vega in Hobbs, 226 West Vega and Hobbs are wrapped up. Just go in there and pay, and it's already wrapped and ready to go. 575-631-3189. Get in touch with her too. And the winner that won the Atlas Maker Mirror a couple days ago when we gave that away was so excited.
Robbie
and they
Scott,
Yeah, they were from Roswell. Super, super stoked about that. Tom in the text.
Hey, two things, B, before we get to the Tom's text. We got to do a question of the day so people can answer that on the text. And number two, Rebecca said she has them all wrapped up there in the office because she knows that sometimes us guys have problems wrapping things.
We're not all Johnny on the spot.
So,
my wife picked out something and this Christmas, and she said, I want that gold jewelry. Mm-hmm. And I said, how much? She sent it to me, and bam.
There you go.
And then for my Christmas present, she bought me another gold chain. I'm not a jewelry wearer, but, she said, invest in gold.
Right.
Well, that's not when I want to invest in gold. I'm not thinking gold jewelry.
Right.
But the gold jewelry she buys is 18 karat gold and Saudi gold. So it's not 14 karat, it's 18 karat. And it's so maybe it'll be worth something one day.
There you go. Yeah. I have a solid silver that's basically made out of
Silver.
A bracelet that I wear. That's the fishing.
Wait, Blake, wait. You missed the opposite. Tom just said, you said I have a silver bracelet that's made, and Tom said out of silver.
Yeah, he's playing along, I guess. But it's the
silver bracelet that's made out of silver.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that a gold necklace would be made out of
carrots?
Gold?
But I had to take it off last night when I was doing the overnight show because it kept clicking on the counter.
Oh my goodness!
And it was making noise.
Yeah. She gave me this last year for Christmas, and it does the same thing. If I tap, it definitely will. All right, Tom on the text, and then I'll see if I can come up with a question of the day, which I did not do.
We'll get to it here in a second. All right.
Well, if you get to the text for me, that would be great.
Well, we are. They're trickling in, that's why. Hey, 9/11 was an inside job, says this one texter. And another one says, good morning, guys. What do you think about them front butts in Colorado banning Trump from being on the Colorado presidential ballot?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Dive into that,
and so we'll go into great detail on what we think about that. And I think it's a sad day in America.
It is.
We'll get to that in a second. Carry on, Tom.
That's all. We're getting them in.
Yeah,
I didn't even have time to drink any. I got
Red
Bull over here. I got coffee. I'm trying to.
Well, guys, good morning out there. Go ahead and give us a suggestion on what you think the question of the day should be while Kevin is trying to find one, and maybe we'll use that one instead.
I'm going to go to my handy dandy list.
Well, Christmas is coming up. How about the question of the day would be your most memorable Christmas present? It's timely.
How about your Christmas disaster?
Oh, that's a good one too.
That could be your brother-in-law showing up in his RV and dumping the waste down your sewer. No, probably not.
Those are
What's
two
your
good
favorite holiday food?
Favorite conspiracy theory?
Worst job ever? What drives you crazy about the opposite sex?
Or hey, what drives you crazy of this time of year?
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. What drives you crazy this time of the year? So I gotta send it to Jen, and she'll put it up on Facebook.
Okay.
Whew, God bless.
There's just so many things that could drive you crazy this time of year. That should be kind of interesting to see what people say.
Well, we got two answers already. Question of the day: what's your favorite conspiracy theory? Okay. And request another day, what do you want for Christmas? Ask another texter.
Two front teeth.
Yeah, okay. And, hey, Jerem is chiming in, B. What is your best fishing hole or hunting hole?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
If I tell you, then it'll be crowded.
I mean, then you're going to know.
Right.
We can't do that.
I can show you because you might not be able to find it again.
Yeah.
All right, tweet of the day. We're going to get to that coming up next. Looks like a Roswell man has been charged with a felony charge after police say he posted a video of himself. And we had this story, but we didn't have a name for this genius.
Idiot.
Posted the video of him shooting at a building and posting up on social media. You're a real gangster, bro. Juan Rico. Make him famous. Little Juanito Rico. Oh, Rico Suave, 18 years old. From the passenger side seat of a vehicle, he shot at the building in Roswell. It was actually a state building. I don't know if that matters. But this was at the base. Shot it several times and then posted the video up on Instagram and Facebook. It was seen by the detectives from the Roswell Police Department. I mean, they do monitor they do monitor Facebook from time to time.
He
was arrested and has been charged.
This goes back to what I say about people and social media. They don't realize that when they post things, it doesn't just go to their friends.
So little Juan Rico arrested yesterday. Juan Rico, and I saw the picture of him, and I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of the none of the girls that saw his picture said, uh-huh.
They were like, oh, that's the guy that shot at the empty building. Oh, he is so cool. Mm-hmm. Look at him. He actually had a gun in defiance of the governor. Oh, my goodness. He's only 18. The legal age is 19. He's such a rebel. Wow.
He should share that to the governor's page.
You think?
All right, we're going to get to the Trump story coming up next. Morning show being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. Find them right there on Main Street. They offer full-service commercial janitorial supplies, and they can do all the cleaning for you. They specialize in window cleaning, office cleaning, commercial cleaning, industrial cleaning, all field cleaning. They clean it all. They can strip and wax your floor. They can sell you all the janitorial supplies if you want to keep that in-house and do it yourself. Whatever it is that you need, they've got it. And their folks are all hazmat certified, PPE certified, and pathogen certified. Call Amber this morning at 575-703-1869 or go to the website jankojanitorial.com. Tweet of the day. Oh, this is awesome. It's not a good day. It's not a good week for the Democrats. Not a good week at all.
Hey, Democrats, you doing all right? It's been a heck of a week for you. Your altar to Satan was destroyed. You got people swearing into office on children's books that basically equate to child porn. They're finding more fraudulent votes in Georgia. I think they're up to 17,000. Can't remember how many votes Biden won by, but your FBI agent that was supposed to be investigating Trump for Russia collusion has just been sentenced for taking bribes from Russia. It's been a heck of a week. Now you got amateur porn in the Senate chambers. Are you kidding me? Can't wait to see what the weekend brings.
Oh, the weekend is going to be awesome for you Democrats. It's going to be great. 628. Let's talk about this. Colorado nixing the Trump name on the ballot. So what exactly does that mean? Is this just for the primary? Can they keep his name off the general election ballot?
Well, first of all, this is political grandstanding.
That's all it is.
And it's done by justices of the Colorado Supreme Court, which is scary. It's scary for the nation because they said because of insurrection, which the Democrats from day one have been trying to call January 6th insurrection with the sheer goal of sticking that label to Trump.
Right.
But he has not been convicted of anything.
Nothing.
So how can you throw him off the ballot for insurrection? And basically, again, the 14th Amendment was a Civil War time amendment.
Right.
How can you throw him off the ballot for something he's never been convicted of?
Right. Looks like Fox News legal scholar Charlie Hertz talked about that and pretty great detail last night. Here's what he had to say.
But literally, Jack Smith, who would charge Donald Trump with absolutely everything, including jaywalking if he could get away with it, didn't even charge Donald Trump or most of the rioters on January 6th with insurrection. And by the way, another thing that I think is kind of an interesting point here is that Donald Trump faced the trial that a president faces in the United States Senate over the January 6 riots. He was charged with impeachable offenses, and he was found not guilty there.
So I think this is going to be overturned by the Supreme Court.
I do.
Should be.
The question is, though, when is the Supreme Court going to take this up? I think it should be an emergency and move to the stack, move to the top of the stack. I would think.
I think it will because the Colorado Supreme Court, while they issued that ruling, they say we're going to stay our ruling until January 4th or the Supreme Court hears it.
Right. So I think the Supreme Court will hear it. In the meantime, Ramaswamy on Colorado ruling said that he will remove his name from the state primary.
Right, if it goes forward.
Trump,
right.
Yeah, if Trump's not allowed on the ballot, he shouldn't be allowed on the ballot. And Chris Christie disagrees with the ruling and said, let the voters decide.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? Why wouldn't we allow the voters to decide the election? It's not up to the Colorado Supreme Court.
Because the Democrats are scared out of their skins.
That's right.
Of what Trump will do.
The other thing is when we talk about democracy, what is this? What exactly are they doing right now? They're trying to circumvent an election, is what they're doing. Trump talks about that. He talked about it yesterday.
Isn't that insurrection?
Far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They're willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win this election. Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. It's a threat. They're weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference because we're beating them so badly in the polls.
I think the Democrats are shaking in their boots. That number one, they held on to Biden, and I think they know that they're going to lose this election.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, people, wake the hell up what's going on in this country.
Well,
wake up.
You know, it's kind of funny because they really throw this insurrection thing around. And if you look at the definition of insurrection, doesn't going against the Constitution to try to remove people from a ballot, isn't that interference and unconstitutional? Wouldn't that fall into insurrection?
At the highest level, it is.
High crimes and misdemeanors?
Yeah. Matt Gaetz. You might hate Matt Gaetz. I love Matt Gaetz because he tells it like it is and doesn't always stand with the Republicans that are the mainstay Republicans, the old-timers. Matt Gaetz talking about the Democrats and what they're doing to Trump.
But they have to smear us as extremists, try to imprison us, commit election interference and election fraud against us to protect their power. They're literally working to knock Donald Trump off the ballot in the name of protecting democracy. Removing the leading candidate in a national election from the ballot is the most dictatorial thing the Biden administration and their allies could ever even think of. They're trying to beat Trump in the witness box and the jury box because they know they can never legitimately beat him at the ballot box.
Right.
Amen. Preach it, brother. Preach it. 634 WeRB and the Breakfast Club. Looks like the ACLU of New Mexico issuing a travel advisory due to the Texas immigration law. ACLU issuing a travel advisory for New Mexicans traveling to Texas while the law goes into effect not until March.
Right. I was going to say it doesn't even start until March.
Yeah, they're wondering. They're warning people if they're going through Texas for the holidays to be on the outlook. Yeah, a bunch of nimrods. It doesn't go into effect until March.
Right, and I think that the ACLU doesn't realize that New Mexico is a state of the United States.
Right.
Yeah, it said there is a huge risk to racial profiling and being part of this enforcement because how the local cops are going to look at someone and say, oh, yeah, I know this person might have entered the country illegally. I'm going to be honest. Anybody that wants to ask me to prove if I'm in the country legally or illegally, I would not get offended.
No, I mean,
we're 20 years ago. If you didn't have proper identification on, you could be arrested for vagrancy.
Right, or if you didn't have $1 in your wallet.
Right. You could be arrested for vagrancy. Now they make it out to be, oh, no, this is racial profiling. Tom, are you worried about going to Texas?
No.
They might ask you to make sure you're a U.S. citizen?
I got my papers.
You're not worried?
I got my papers.
They'll speak to him in Spanish, and he won't understand, so he'll be fine.
I know habla, man. Come on.
I would love to see your papers. Can you bring them in tomorrow?
No. I mean, my license, my insurance card, whatever they want, dude.
You got a birth certificate?
Got a birth certificate.
Oh,
I do carry my passport.
Can you bring your birth certificate in tomorrow?
Bring yours.
I got mine here. I have no problem showing
I'm
it to
already
you.
here. We got a phone call. Good morning.
No problem showing it to you. What's the matter with you?
Hey, man, we got a phone call.
All right, let's go to the phone call. 636, price of oil, what next?
Good morning. You are on B and the Breakfast Club. Who's calling this morning?
Good morning. It's Julio from Carlsbad.
Hey,
yes,
Julio.
I would get offended.
You'll get offended?
Yes. I would.
Why would you be offended?
I'd be pissed. I'd be
Why?
pissed, man, because it's racial profiling, man. They're not gonna pull you over. They're gonna pull me and Tom over in Texas. If that's the case, we're gonna get pulled over every minute. Yeah.
I don't believe that. We got 163 different countries, people flooding across the borders, just not Hispanics.
Well, and to be fair, Julio, they're not pulling people over for, well, it doesn't go into effect till March anyway, but they're not pulling people over for it. It's just like if you were speeding, doing like 90 in the 55, and they pull you over, then they're going to check. They're not racial profiling anybody. They're not pulling people over specifically for it.
They shouldn't even be able to ask because the license plate tells them everything about you. You know what I mean?
But what if you're not
When
the
they
owner
pull
of
you
that
over,
vehicle? What if you're driving your mom's vehicle, or I mean that's.
But they know my mom. They know my mom was born in the United States.
But they don't know who the driver is.
Well, they will when they ask me for my ID.
Right.
And then if they ask me if I'm a
but if you pull out your ID, it's going to show that you're an American citizen.
Right. Then why
and
would
that's
they ask?
it. They don't at that point.
Are you sure?
Well, I can't speak for every one of them for sure, obviously, but I mean,
you know what? Monday, that will be the question of the day. Would you be offended? And me personally, I wouldn't be offended. If somebody asked me for ID, I'll show them my ID. I ain't got a problem with it.
If they ask you for your ID, that's different. But if they ask you if you were not from the United States, yeah, that's.
Well, I think
that's not right.
I read the actual bill a couple days ago, right before he signed it, when they were pushing it through, and from what I remember, it was if they determine in the process of anything that you are from somewhere else and in this country illegally. And usually what that means is just in the regular process of things, like they're not going out of their way looking for folks, but and really it's designed for if they catch you at the border coming across, they can arrest you. That's really what it's designed for.
Oh, well,
yeah.
bad thing is, you know what? I was going to mention something. The bad thing about, everybody coming over, they all look Mexican. Even the Iraqis, it's got to be a hard gig for the border patrol.
I thought Tom was Iraqi the first time I met him.
How could I be Iraqi?
Oh, he is.
When I was going to college, when I was going to Midland College,
he
there
lost
was a
his
lot of
card a long time ago.
When I was going to college, there was a lot of Iraqi students that came over, and they would talk to me in their language, like in
Farsi.
Yeah, I got no habla, baby.
Thanks, Julio.
No,
oh my God.
Thank you, Julio.
Hey guys,
take it easy.
Y'all have a blessed day.
877-396-W105. Tom, you see that story from the Chaves County Sheriff's Department and the New Mexico State, sent to a crash that happened last night about 5:30 p.m. on 285 and Sagebrush Valley Road, involving two vehicles. Supposedly, the department had other vehicles that did not slow down for the emergency lights and caused an additional crash with injuries. In total, five vehicles were included in that crash. 3 EMSs, transported patients. It was a mess. It was a mess. Crazy. So Biden administration fighting back on that Texas immigration that Julio was just talking about, that Texas immigration law. And here's the deal. If they stop you, they're going to ask for proper documentation. I don't think they're going
to do that no matter what.
Well, exactly. But the only caveat to this that's different is they have the ability to deport you.
Right.
That's the only difference in this law. Nothing else is different. But here's the deal. The ACLU and the liberals want you to believe that they're systematically going to be stopping people in racial profiling.
And I don't think that's the case. The police don't have time for that.
No, they don't have time for that. Looks like New Mexico earned a record revenue from its lands this year. How much money did we make?
I'm going to say $500 million.
2.75 billion from the lands over the fiscal.
Wow, that much.
Thank you, oil and gas.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of that was from oil and gas leases. So thank you very much. And even Mrs. Garcia Richards was very happy about the extra income.
They like the money.
So 60 years for the 2021 rap show murder. Midland District Attorney Laura Nudoff announced 19-year-old Greg Anthony Barrera was sentenced Friday to 60 years in prison and a fine of $10,000 by a Midland County jury after being charged with murder. This happened at a rap show where he killed another individual, killed another 19-year-old. And this dates back to 2021. Illegal alien got away. Wanted for murder in Mexico, found living in Las Vegas. So this is one of the folks that were on the got away list. And he was arrested for something else in Las Vegas. That's the only way they were able to catch him.
Nevada or New Mexico?
No, Nevada. He was wanted for murder in Mexico, so he will be shipped back to Mexico. House GOP takes aim at the White House for allowing Hunter Biden to board Marine One. And you know what was not on Marine One? The visitor's log. You know, they have to give you a record of everybody that flies on Marine One. His name was not on the log. I wonder why. I don't get that.
How many others have been left off?
Oh, well, we don't know. Thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable, boom or bust. They are there for you. WakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day is anyone who believes that men are equal to women have never seen a man try to wrap Christmas presents. It's my thought for the day. Tom, let's get to the price of oil this morning.
All right.
Being brought to you by our friends at Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, currently hiring. They do have a training program. If currently they are not hiring, but when they are hiring, they offer one of the best benefit packages in the industry, and they also offer one of the best salaries in the industry. They'll probably start ramping up the beginning of 2024. If you want to be ahead of all that, check them out at greatoilfieldjobs.com. Greatoilfieldjobs.com. Don't forget they are an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate, $74.90. Brent crude at $80.12. And the price of natural gas steady, $2.49.
All right, our number 877-396-W105. Biden was very busy. You know, Biden is sitting down for hard-hitting interviews. I mean, and Tom, nowadays, if you're going to sit down for a hard-hitting interview, what journalist would you sit down with?
There's not really good ones that it's going to throw them.
Tucker Carlson?
What's that?
Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, he's good.
Sean Hannity?
He's all right. Nah.
I mean, I'm not a Hannity fan, but I mean, Conan O'Brien? Is that who you sit down with? Yes.
Like, my list goes on and on and on. Having weird hair, having a weird name.
I wish I had your hair. I'd trade right now if you want.
You want this hair? It comes off. It velcros on the back. Yeah.
If I could do it, I would do it.
I will mail you this wig tomorrow.
So, that's who you sit down with, Conan O'Brien, hard-hitting journalist.
He's still around?
Would you consider Conan O'Brien a journalist?
No.
No, I would not consider him a journalist.
He's definitely an entertainer.
Yeah. But that's who they pick for Joe Biden to get interviewed by, Conan O'Brien. Hard-hitting about the color of his hair. Yeah, hard-hitting. Crazy. All right, 646. We're being the Breakfast Club Morning Show being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall looking for Christmas gifts. They got stuff for everybody. Looking for looking good Western wear, they've got some of that. They also have furniture, appliances, and electronics. And if you got somebody on the list that works hard every day in the oil patch, they need work boots or steel-toe boots or FR jeans and etc. They've got you covered. But they have furniture, appliances, and electronics. Zero-down financing available at Rig Outfitters in the Home Store in the Broadmoor Mall. They're right next to Scrub Outfitters. Scrub Outfitters has the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Big-name brands like Dickies, Healing Hands, Metcouture, Peaches, and others. They also have a huge selection of compression socks, different colors and designs, and the comfy shoes that you'll need because you'll be on your feet all day. Scrub Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. They're right next to Rig Outfitters. Tom in the text.
All right. Did you see about the Constitution that you don't have to answer you don't have to answer any questions nor show an ID unless you're expecting a crime, says the texter. And legally, law enforcement cannot pull someone over without witnessing a traffic infraction or a crime that's been committed. That's Germs chiming in this morning.
No doubt. So they're not systematically going to pull people over to racial profile.
No, and Julio is more concerned with his Hispanic heritage, says this one texter, being profiled that his family is being able to make a living and our country, and he lives continue to prosper, says the texter.
Julio is a good dude, and knowing him personally is a good dude that loves America. And, I don't want racial profiling either. You know why? Because of my family. My kids. My kids are dark in nature.
They're little IBMs.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
What's that, Tom?
Racial profiling is wrong.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt. No doubt at all. I don't stand for that either, but I don't think anybody is racial profiling.
No, and that's what they're trying to make you think this law is.
But
that's not what this law is.
No, it's not.
All right, one more text beyond the subject. I'm Spanish and Native American, and if they ask me, I'll tell them, yeah, I'm a proud American, says the text.
And most of the time, if you say you're an American and you speak English, most of the time that's enough.
Well, think about if you travel from here to Las Cruces, right? You're going to go through a checkpoint.
Right.
And you pull through there and they say, are you an American citizen? You say yes. They almost always just wave you on through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I have been through there a ton of times. And please remember, my wife is not a citizen of the United States. So she always has her green card ready, and they say U.S. citizen. I say yes. She says no. She shows her green card, and they go, okay, be on your way. We have never been detained. Ever. Not once did they say, can you pull over a secondary? Never. They ain't got time for that. They're busy. Now, if they detect something, then maybe you're a total jackwad,
Right.
where you're saying, well, I don't have to answer your questions. Okay. You're going to be here for a little while.
Yeah.
Santa Fe Police Department says that violent crime is going up nearly 5% compared to this time last year. So you know what they're doing? They are bringing in the state police.
Da-da-da-da.
Wait, I thought they were going to bring in the governor's no gun emergency order.
So let me get this. Isn't it the job of the state police to monitor the highways?
Yes.
Okay, now who is being taken off task?
State police.
Good. I mean, because we only have so many state police. And so if they're going to be in Santa Fe and Albuquerque, they're not going to be elsewhere, is what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Here's a great idea. Police in Santa Fe, do your job. If you need additional officers, let's work on that. Why is it up to the state police? And why, I mean, the state police doesn't have any supernatural powers, do they? Not last time I checked. All right, 652. CNBC economists saying things aren't looking good. They are not looking good, and people aren't feeling good about the economy. Here's what he had to say.
I think what we're learning in economics from this whole process here, Sarah, and I think you've been on top of this as well, is the notion that the rate of inflation from a public opinion standpoint is much less important than the price level. Until things start going back down, people are not going to feel as if things are right in the world. And even if you're getting paid more, if you're spending more and getting less, as we quote one of our pollsters saying in our story online, it just sort of wears you out over time.
And I think he's 100% right. Even if you're making more money, you're spending more money, so it just doesn't feel like you got more money in your pocket. And at the end of the month, when you're living paycheck to paycheck or borrowing Peter to pay Paul, you just don't feel good about things.
No.
And that falls back on the Democratic Party and Joe Biden, because it wasn't like that under Trump, even through the pandemic.
True. B, can we take another phone call?
Let's go to the phone call, Tom.
Good morning. You are on B and the Breakfast Club. Who are we talking to this morning?
Yes, this is Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. Good morning.
Hey, the border in Texas has nothing to do with race, and any American citizen that pays taxes ought to stand up and be for that. Joe Biden's giving away money left and right to a nation that is so far in debt, and we just want to go deeper in debt. If you're not a citizen, you don't belong here. Get out. As far as living 24/7.
Thank you, brother. 877-396-7105. Look, we have a legal process. I mean, that's the bottom line. We have a legal process. Follow the process. Instead of rewarding people that break the law, follow the law. Instead, we're giving them $5,000 gift cards and free phones and all kind of other stuff. Give that to American citizens. How would you like to get a $5,000 gift card in time for Christmas?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that be nice? The whole idea is you're making it out to be that, you know, the problem has been like this all along. I gave the numbers yesterday. Under Donald Trump, about 500,000. This year, 2.4 million. And you're incentivizing immigration by giving all this crap away. I would come too. I'm going to be honest. I would come too. In fact, if Vietnam tells me today they're going to give me $7,000 to enter their country, I will pack up and go over the weekend. I mean, why wouldn't I?
Well, you know, when you come back, shouldn't you be able to get that gift card?
Oh, I'm coming through Mexico. You can count on that.
Right. Or maybe we could.
I'm going to do it. Tom, you ought to do it.
Yeah.
So take your driver's license and shred it today. take that passport and shred it, and then over the Christmas holidays, go to Mexico and make your way back across.
Good luck.
Get that $7,000. Get it, boy. All right, we talked about this yesterday. This story goes into a little bit more detail. San Juan Sheriff investigating this gun buyback program. So we talked about it yesterday. And San Juan is what? Farmington, that's Farmington.
Right.
And so Farmington officials, the safe surrender gun buyback program, was canceled. And the reason it was canceled is the sheriff, Shane Ferrari, says that he's trying to figure out if this gun buyback program is actually legal. See, supposedly, if you buy these guns back, you're supposed to destroy them. This organization is not destroying the firearms. And there are 4 exemptions for somebody not undergoing a background check when you buy a gun. The FFL is involved, and there are 4 exemptions. They do not fall under that classification. And they are not destroying the guns, so what are they doing with the guns?
Are they funneling them to criminals?
I don't know, and he doesn't know, and that's why he is saying that the group isn't destroying the guns per the ATF guidelines. That's why in his county he canceled the event. So we need more information on this. We really need more information. And I don't think there should be any gun buyback programs with this organization until they figure it out. Because I was always told that the guns would be destroyed.
Apparently they're not.
Terrible thing to do to a firearm, but there we go. Did you see the story in Colorado where they released wolves?
No.
Colorado has not had wolves since 1940.
Really?
They released 5 this week. They've got 10 to 15 more on the way.
What part of the state did they release them in?
It does not. The story did not say. But state biologists are working to reintroduce the wolf into Colorado. Are you a fan of that, Blake?
Sometimes. It depends on how they do it. You know, if they're going to put them if they're going to put them in Rocky Mountain National Park, I don't. You know, that thing is huge. I don't see a problem with that.
I do know they got an overrun of rams over there, so maybe they're.
Well, and you know, wolves actually serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Because they are predators.
Right.
But if you put them in places, example, Rocky Mountain National Park, where there are other species for them to eat,
yeah,
then they're part of the ecosystem that helps keep it in check.
So, Tom, we have an abundance of rams.
Yeah, they got a bunch of rams up there.
Well, they got elk and deer and everything else up there too. But my point is that
take a bison.
Yeah, that too.
You know, it's if you put them in a place where you got nothing but farms, I'm pretty much against that because they're going after the ranchers' livestock. But if you put them in places, national parks and other things like that, I usually don't have a problem with it because they were there historically, and they did help keep a lot of the populations of those things in check, rabbits and all that stuff.
Taking a bite out of the ecosystem.
Tom, did you see a woman charged Sunday after a chase with police, the Pursuit? She was in a stolen vehicle. By the way, she said she had no idea the vehicle was stolen. They arrested Angelina McManaway, 33 years old. She faces 1 count of aggravated fleeing. She actually evaded the police and obstructed the police and actually hit one of their vehicles. So she initially charged with receiving stolen property, charged later dismissed by the prosecutor, but she's been charged with a host of other charges, including evading police and so on and so forth. And a bank robber got high and then forgot to ask for the money on the demand note.
Idiot.
Right. Man, here's a great idea. don't get high before you do the bank robbery. After you have the money, then you can celebrate and get high. But he evidently was a little confused, went in there, and the demand note never said that he wanted the money. Despite the confusing instructions, the teller handed him $723. However, hidden inside the bundle, of course, was a tracking device.
Right.
And he was busted. This guy is a absolute moron. You should never get high at work. That was your job for the day. He forgot to finish the ransom note. Definitely don't forget to finish the contents of your pipe. Just saying. He could be the boob of the day, but he's not. All right, number 877-396-W1055B on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning being brought to you by our friends at Chance Materials. They've got ready-mix concrete, affordable ready-mix concrete, and great customer service, unmatched customer service, always the lowest possible price. Look, you have a big job or a small job, it doesn't matter. They give you the same great customer service. Plants in Carlsbad and Roswell, they'd love to chat with you. 575-363-3240, chancematerials.com for more information. Tom and the text. By the way, cloudy skies today, 65 for the high, maybe some rain tonight and tomorrow morning. Tom?
Hi, good morning. John from Eunice is saying, in regards to the Albuquerque and the article in the paper, nobody wants to admit that it was the Democrat policies that made Albuquerque the crap hole that it is. It's not the guns. It's the policies, soft on crime and tying the hands of the police department. So tell me, John goes on to say, if you were a criminal, what kind of city would you want to go hide in? One the size of Hobbs or the size of Albuquerque? And now they want to help of fixing a problem they created themselves.
100% correct.
Yeah, says John this morning. Wow. Time to go wolf hunting, says this one texter. You think a wolf knows the difference between a barbed wire fence to stay in the national park on a rancher's property, killing cattle?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if they release them in a national park, I'm kind of okay with that. If they get out and they're causing problems, I say shoot them. But I don't believe in eradicating a species for no reason.
Yellowstone, where they had the tracking device on the wolves, and then they killed them? No.
But still, it's one of those things to where I don't believe in eradicating any species for just doing what they do. Maybe people, but
right. I'm not going to hate you for that.
But those wolves that they released, the mom is going to have at least 8 puppies.
Maybe.
Right?
And 3 of them survive, maybe.
So there you go. Now you got a problem.
You think 3 wolves is a problem?
Well, 5 of them. And then they grow and they got more wolves and they get more babies and they get more babies.
They eat more rabbits and more sheep and
more cattle. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if they cause a problem, I'm in full favor of stopping the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, look what the state did. 4 years ago? They stopped the shooting of coyotes. Right?
And coyotes are more of a problem.
They're a problem.
2 more.
Yep.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Well, the difference between the New Mexico State Police and local police, says this texter, is they're part of the home and security, which is federal. It gives them the ability to go outside of warrants, says this one texter. Well, okay. And the wolves, they will kill out the elk and the deer population, says another texter. And one wolf, says another texter, can kill 2 elk a week.
I don't know.
I've never been in.
That's a lot of meat.
That's like Tom's Buffet.
Right.
Wow.
Which I haven't had in 2 weeks, by the way.
Congratulations.
God bless you.
Congratulations.
And there you go.
Somebody says BS because we've been down that road. All right, on the way, Colorado man sentenced to life in prison. I'll tell you what he did. New charges against a former sheriff accused of embezzlement. What was the #1 company for drilling wells in the Permian Basin? I will give you the answer. Tom, what do you think's the #1 company?
I'm going to say the one out of
that one.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But they sold their interest to Pioneer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that one. By the way, the most misspelled words according to Google in 2023. And Tom will give you a test.
Yes.
Coming up. And a man burglarizes a home after the homeowner lets him in to have a beer. That's your way of saying thank you. And taking out the trash this morning. I don't know if you saw CYFD. I'm totally disappointed. We can do better. I'll take out the trash coming up in just a second. And more Christmas stuff. I think I got a couple more Christmas parodies coming up this morning. We're KWMW, Maljamore, 105.1 FM, checking in, finding out what's going on with news, being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, camptallpines.com. If you need more information, all you got to do is go to camptallpines.com. Follow them on Facebook. Find out what's going on at Camp of the Tall Pines. Think about getting away for the weekend or maybe a week, or maybe you got some time. You want to go up there for a month. Not a problem. Call and talk to Scott or Jamie Miller today. They would be anxious to show you around. 575-687-4101. Maybe you want to go up there and the cool, crisp mountains, a little, just a dusting of snow up there this time of the year. Never can tell when they're going to get that first heavy snow. But if you want to be part of that, look, they have cozy cabins. They've got the raised platform campsite, the glamping sites, and the convenient RV hookups. Go to the website, camptallpines.com, or call them at 575-687-4101. We are B and the Breakfast Club on W105. Taking a break. We're coming right back.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Respiratory illness cases often spike in the fall and winter months. This season, dogs the ones especially affected. Experts still investigating an outbreak that's affecting canines across the country. However, the American Veterinary Medical Association explained the disease falls under the category of canine infectious respiratory disease complex, which includes canine parainfluenza and influenza viruses, canine respiratory coronavirus, and canine distemper virus, among other viruses. It's often referred to as a kennel cough. Dog owners are encouraged to reach out to their primary vets if the dog begins showing any of these symptoms. Outbreaks are not necessarily cause for alarm as they occur regularly. Most dogs will only experience mild symptoms and recover in about 7 to 10 days. After a tumultuous tenure as Indian Affairs Secretary Designate, James Mountain departing the agency to join Governor Grisham's office as her senior policy advisor for tribal affairs. Deputy Secretary Josette Monette will replace Mountain as Indian Affairs Cabinet Secretary. Mountain's departure comes about 10 months after several members of a state task force on missing and murdered indigenous people housed in the Indian Affairs Department denounced his appointment. Since then, the governor has steadfastly rebuffed demands from task force members and some state lawmakers to replace Mountain. It was unclear why Mountain departed. Lee and Eddy counties remain the number 1 and 2 New Mexico counties contributors to New Mexico's coffers. That's according to a revised study commissioned by Eddy County and prepared by the Arrowhead Center at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. Arrowhead Center program director says Los Alamos, Bernalillo, and San Juan counties rounded out the top 5 of counties making significant funding contributions to the state budget. The report analyzed by the state of New Mexico's county-level revenues and expenditures from 2015 through last year, estimating the amount of revenue contributed to the state by each county and the state spending at each county on a per capita basis. And that's a look at what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News. News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I just want to spread toe jam on a biscuit at Bob Evans and offer it to a total stranger. I was in the bathroom the other day, thumbing through one of my old Lady Pearl's magazines. I come across this article about a new study it says men have shorter attention spans than women. There also is an article in there on how to make fudge, but I guess that's a whole nother topic. Anyhow, getting back to the attention spans. Now, according to this study, the average man stops listening to his wife after 6 minutes. I was stunned. I had no idea any man could listen to a woman anywhere near that long. When I get home from work and Pearl starts telling me about her day, I zone out right after she says, "Hi, Earl." Sometimes I don't even make it all the way to Earl. I'm gone after hey. But the problem is not that men have a short attention span. That's not the problem. It's that we have a selective attention span. We tune out words that are not important or relative to our lives. By definition, that's about 99% of anything you ladies say. And I ain't trying to be mean here, but girls, if you want to improve our attention span, you need to avoid them tune-out words. I'm talking about words like dishwasher, dryer, vacuum, cleaner, stove. Unless you pair them up with a word like broken, then we got something to fix. We don't just tune out words neither. We also tune out phrases. Like, my mother always said, or guess what I bought today, or we're out of milk again. Fortunately, ladies, there is a cure. There are tune-in words that actually cause men to focus. Words like football, baseball, basketball. Frankly, anything with the word ball in it or near it. Also, if you pepper a conversation with words like long neck, mud flap, night crawler, deer urine, on my word, we will be all ears. And finally, just between us, here's a little secret. You find a way to throw in the word hooter, I promise you, we'll actually cry a little bit. Wake up, America! Oh, and just throw them words in anywhere. Don't worry about making sense. Nothing you say makes sense anyhow. This is an Earl Pitts American. Pitts off.
Let's face it, buying home and auto insurance sucks. I hate it. But we have to have it, and the experts say you should check rates every year because you may be paying more than you should. Let me tell you what I did. I called Todd Hayden with Allstate Insurance. Todd is licensed in Texas and New Mexico, and he actually did save me money. For the first time, I felt good about an insurance experience. Todd did all the work and made sure I had exactly what I needed. Whether it's home, auto, renters, boat, ATV, motorcycle, or even life insurance, Todd Hayden should be your agent. I trust him with my insurance, and you can trust him with yours. Write this number down, 806-792-3044. That's 806-792-3044 and get a free quote. It's time you start dealing with someone who actually cares about you and your insurance needs. You're in good hands with Todd Hayden's Allstate Insurance. Call today.
Tom A. Reese is on the air with B and the Breakfast Club.
B and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
B and the Breakfast Club. Thanks for listening and making us the #1 way to wake up in southeast New Mexico. B and the Breakfast Club.
For the record, what you guys are doing is really creepy.
And Kevin is just getting back into the studio. I think he was checking on his generator. Tom has wandered out of the studio for a second, and so he's coming back as well. We will get this show on the road.
Had to take my steps for the day.
Had to take your steps for the day. Well, what else did you learn while you were out there, Tom?
Well, I'm getting ready for B.
You were.
I am here. I came, and then we weren't back, and then I went to turn off the Christmas lights and smelt the gas coming from the generator, so I wasn't real happy about that, but it is what it is.
Don't burn up over there, dude.
The calendar says Wednesday, but it just feels like a Monday.
Yeah, it didn't. So those just tuning in, I was had no electricity. Mm-hmm. And my big generator didn't turn over and couldn't get that one. So 3 stories hauled a small generator up, but the generator's got a fuel leak.
Uh-oh.
It's a fuel light, so it's not a big deal. I'll get that fixed. We'll get the other one fixed. We'll be ready to go. But, and you know what?
Go ahead.
That just means that something else is going to happen.
Don't say that.
And
hey, Tom's over here, so you should be okay.
Well, I mean, we don't need anybody to work on stuff, so life is good. New study reveals that hallucinogenic compound found in certain mushrooms is linked to improving treatment for depression and cancer. Look, we can laugh about this all we want, but they have found that shrooms actually help people that are depressed. In fact, there are many of our vets are going through treatment today where they are giving the psychotropic mushrooms.
Wow.
And it actually helps them.
Wow.
And what's the football player that used to be with the Packers? And
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big shroom guy.
Hey, he said yesterday that he won't come back this
Yeah,
season.
he's not coming back.
Smart move.
Yeah, he's not going to come back. And I think that, I mean, why rush it? I mean, you're old to begin with. New study also suggesting that humans may be fueling the global warming by breathing. Yeah, if climate activists are so worried about us breathing, maybe they should stop breathing first.
Yes, lead by example.
Yes, please do. Stop breathing, you climate activists. We can start with several here in the United States.
Governor of New Mexico.
Yeah, it was one of them. And the climate czar. Yeah. Colorado Supreme Court yesterday said Donald Trump's name will not be on. They've said he will be removed from the state's primary ballot.
Well, they said they would do that, and then they said, but we're not going to put that into effect until.
So I would suspect this goes directly to the Supreme Court. Yeah. And the blue and black dress, first worn by Princess Diana in 1985, was sold for a record price $1.148 million at auction.
Wow.
11 times what they had estimated it would be sold for.
Was that the one that people couldn't figure out if it was blue and black or gold and white?
I think that is the one. Yep. And nearly 9 million borrowers missed their first student loan payment after the pandemic. I think the number was that only 40% of people have actually started paying on their student loans. The rest have just skipped payment after payment after payment. And Joe Biden keeps saying he's going to get it forgiven, is causing them to not make those payments. He's part of the problem.
So
he is.
I have a real question about this. If they're going to forgive those student loans,
can they forgive a mortgage?
Because I paid mine off.
You want to get that money back,
right?
For doing the right thing, you should get money back for doing the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could use a few $100,000.
That's what I'm saying. You should get your money back, no doubt. All right, 7:18, 18 minutes after 7. I was at the gym today and met a guy that just moved here, and he is from Portland, Oregon. And
serial killer capital of the U.S.
I am thinking that he is a liberal, and he's not. He's a conservative.
Really?
Said he left Oregon and moved to Washington State, which was not much better, but was a little better. And after Biden was elected, he figured out he was going to retire and had to move somewhere. Moved to the Philippines, been living in the big city, and came to where I'm living and said, this is a great place to live. Smaller.
Wow.
I can get around, public buses all over the place, and so moved here. So I don't have many white friends in the Philippines.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of the guys here are here because they're sexpats. Tom, any idea what a sexpat is?
I don't even dare touch that one.
Blake, you have any idea what a sexpat is?
Yes, I think that they frequent the brothels.
Oh.
Well, it's not that they frequent the brothels because they don't have to frequent the brothels. there are so many women that want to be with foreigners that they are, they sleep with a lot of girls. And so that's why I'm not friends with a lot of white folks here, is because a lot of them are sexpats. And I don't want to go down there because I don't want to get in trouble and start over again. So I just steer clear. But he's actually got a fiance, so maybe me and him will become buds. But the conservative, I was like, a conservative from Portland, Oregon. Man, that's crazy. And he said the same thing. New Mexico conservatives. Oh, yes, we have some of us. Jeffrey Epstein's associates will become public after the New Year's decision yesterday, after the new decision yesterday by a federal judge. So who was Epstein's associates? Judge ordered a mass unsealing of court documents as part of a civil lawsuit filed in 2017. The suit alleges that Epstein associate Giselle Maxwell facilitated the sexual abuse of a young girl called Virginia Giuffre. Epstein's victim and co-conspirators will be listed. I'm wondering if there's anybody of special note.
Just a few people, I would imagine.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few people quaking in their boots, and they are going to pull every legal maneuver they can to try to block that.
And you know what else we need? We need the flight list, the flight log of everybody that flew on Epstein's plane.
Right.
And we need that, and we need to know who associated with Epstein and went to that island, because shouldn't we want to know?
Yeah.
It is against the law to sleep with kids. Shouldn't we want to know that?
It's so much far beyond just being against the law. It's being a deplorable human.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. God bless. God bless. All right, Democrats talk about contempt of Congress. Now, this is from the insurrection. They were talking about contempt of Congress. Listen to this. And listen to every one of them change their mind when it comes to Hunter Biden and his contempt for Congress.
With sneering, cavalier contempt for the American people and their representatives, we will hold you in contempt. In America, when you are subpoenaed to testify in court or in Congress, you show up, period.
That if we fail to hold Steve Bannon accountable, that he will be the exception. He will become the rule. Either we are all equal before the law or none of us is. This is the essence of our democracy.
Either we're all in this together, either the rule of law applies to everyone equally, or we lose out on a fundamental aspect of our democracy.
Oh, really?
That the rule of law applies to everyone and no one is above that law.
Mr. Bannon stands alone in his complete defiance of our subpoena. That's not acceptable. No one in this country, no matter how wealthy or how powerful, is above the law.
Unless your name is Biden. Unless your name is Biden.
So what they need to do is they need to hold a press conference and say these things and fill in the name of Hunter Biden anywhere one of those other people filled in a name.
But they won't. They will not. In fact, Hunter Biden is so busy as of late arriving at the White House as part of. Now, why are we chauffeuring him around on Air Force One, or in this case, Marine One? Why are we he's a 53-year-old
right
that's got plenty of money, made lots and lots of money. Why do we have to pay? And why isn't his name on the log? Everybody else's name is on the log. So where else are we chauffeuring him around? So here's the question yesterday as Hunter Biden arrives at the White House And then Carrie Jean-Pierre talks about that. We'll get to Carrie Jean next.
We were all just watching the first family's return from Delaware on Marine One, and my colleague Peter Ducey noticed someone hop off the chopper who was not on the passenger list the White House gave us, Hunter Biden. So Hunter is apparently here at the White House after defying a congressional subpoena while being indicted and facing a maximum of 17 years behind bars on the financial crimes, plus another 25 on the gun charges that he is facing, John.
And when asked, Carrie Jean-Pierre went into great detail about, his father loves him. The father's love. The father's,
dollars should be used to fly him around when he's been indicted and justified a congressional subpoena.
So I would refer you to Hunter's personal representatives as it relates to any questions about
No. We're asking a question, but why taxpayer dollars is paying for Hunter Biden to fly all over the place? Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have to ask about his indictment. We know about that.
Legal affairs. But as you know, as it relates to the past couple of days,
Here we
as
go.
I just stated to your colleague,
The father's love.
is that, the president and their family were obviously, it was a somber.
The father. Get to the father's love. Come on, here we go, right here.
What that is like for them. And I'll say lastly, and I've said this many times before, the president and the first lady loved their son very, very much.
Oh, the fatherly love.
Not
the
her
love
son.
of the dollars the big guy got.
Shut her.
Not her son.
Right.
The fatherly love. God bless him. Tom, what do you know about Joe Biden? Do you know Joe Biden used to be the babysitter of the Biden family?
Did he really?
Well, I mean, she's much younger than Joe Biden. She was the baby. No, she was the babysitter for Beau and Hunter.
Right.
And then Joe snipped her hair.
Uh-huh.
And then one thing led to another. But the fatherly love is still there, Tom. Still there. All right, check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Made Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Made Trailer Sales. They've been around close to 70 years. Fifth wheels, travel trailers, ultralights, they've got them all new and pre-owned. 2 lots in Roswell. Go in there and check them out. In fact, you can do a little homework. Go online right now to MadeTrailerSalesInc.com and take the virtual tour. Yeah, you'll discover maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 that you really like. And that's going to save you a lot of time once you get on both those lots. 575-622-1751 or go to the website MadeTrailerSalesInc.com. And if you're saying to yourself, how does somebody stay in business for close to 70 years? Treating people the right way, fair dealing, service after sale, and just awesome people. MadeTrailerSalesInc.com. Tom and the text.
Lovington Liberals checking in this morning, and he says the Abbott immigration laws is going to backfire on him. It's like biting the hand that feeds you. More than half of the population is illegal Mexicans. He says if they have a job right now.
Wait.
That's
More
untrue.
Than half, wait, Tom, hold up. More than half the population is illegal migrants.
Right, that's what he says.
No,
Okay.
he said illegal Mexicans.
Mexicans. He said Mexicans.
And that's untrue.
So let me ask another question. Illegal Mexicans, do they vote?
Supposedly
Are they
not.
supposed to vote?
Ain't supposed to.
Okay, so how's that going to backfire on Abbott?
I don't know. Elaborate a little bit more. Would you Lovington?
But it's untrue though.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if you want to say that's Texas, that's not true.
How many people
not
live
true.
in the United States of America?
About close to 400 billion.
I think it's
Million.
330 million.
Million? That's
330 million. So what you're saying is of 330 million, over 150,000 are illegal Mexicans.
No, he's saying over 150 million are
50 million.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Yeah. Anyway, he goes on to say, if they have a job right now, it's because the lazy American don't want to work.
Well, I'm not gonna debate that. I will debate legal and non-legal, and part of the problem is you're 100% right, getting people off their ass and going to work. I'm not going to debate that one bit. But in a recent study that just came out, and I've got it in my stack somewhere, When it comes to illegal immigration, 3 out of 5 families are on some form of support in this country.
Mm-hmm.
That means that my tax dollars are paying for them.
And they're not working.
And how many are getting paid under the table and not paying taxes? Or how many are using somebody else's Social Security card? And that gets into another host of problems.
Mm-hmm.
If you have ever been a victim of identity theft,
mm-hmm.
you will never get your credit straight.
Mm-mm.
Ever. Never, ever, ever. Tom, continue. Couple more.
All right, Johnny Carlsbad. You know that Lovington liberal? He is such a racist. He's saying about him this morning. And Biden.
All white people are lazy. I don't even know why me and Blake are up working, damn it.
Hey, we're the ones that are here before.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it because Tom gives the Mexicans a bad name. I mean, look who shows up last at the building. Look who does the least amount of work. Look who does the heavy lifting.
And your point.
Tom is like Speedy Gonzalez, the guy that was always taking a siesta.
Hey, I'm retired, man.
Wasn't that Slowpoke Rodriguez?
I'm retired too, but you have a job to do.
I'm retired, dude.
Wasn't the Slowpoke Rodriguez? He was the one that took a siesta because he walked slow and carried a gun.
That's Tom. Yeah. That's Slowpoke.
But he's here every day, every stinking day. So
yeah,
I am.
I'm
I'm here.
here.
I'm here. I'm not doing much, but I'm here.
Now, what would have happened if you wouldn't have been able to get on the air today?
We had a plan.
If
you would have been here, you would have been in on the plan, Tom.
Yeah. Well, I'm all ready. I'm ready to go.
And by the way, it would have been less of you and more of Russ.
Yeah, well, we'll give Russ a break.
He might scoot in here a little early anyway.
Colorado man serving a life sentence in prison after jury found him guilty of first-degree murder in the death of his brother. He killed his brother with a sword. Kenneth Sargent, 62, sentenced December 19th, serving a life prison without possible parole. Murder charges stem from an event that happened in 2021. According to the neighbor who witnessed the dispute, the two brothers started arguing on the front porch. That's when one brother pulled out a large sword and killed his brother, first stabbing him in the heart and then cutting off one of his arms. These are brothers.
Wow.
Ain't nothing like that brotherly love.
That's Cain and
new
Abel.
charges. I'm telling you, new charges filed against a New Mexico sheriff, former New Mexico sheriff, accused of embezzlement.
Saw that.
So the former New Mexico sheriff and is it Catron
County?
Catron County.
Catron County, charged with embezzling tens of thousands of dollars when he was sheriff in 2018. He also took about $40,000 in grant money. I think that's a federal deal.
I think so.
I mean, that might be additional charges.
You know, a lot of the money maybe came from the buzzard fire that they had over there.
Right. So that leads to a host of additional charges.
Yep.
And by the way, spend most of the money gambling online and at the casinos.
There you go.
Wow.
So had an addiction to gambling. Yeah. Number one well driller in the Permian Basin. Tom, take a guess which company.
Earlier, I said Pioneer.
I'm going to guess.
Pioneer Natural Resources drilled 562 wells in 2023. Wow. Oxy USA was number 2 at 427, and Diamondback, EOG Resources, number 3, 426 wells. Diamondback Energy, 383 wells, and Endeavor Energy, 339 wells. Chevron USA came in at 279. Is it Mewbourne 260, and Devon Energy 254, ConocoPhillips 190, and the list goes on and on. Congratulations.
Drill, baby, drill.
Supposedly, Endeavor is going to be the next target of acquisition.
Are they?
Right. So you have some smaller companies on that list that could be probably picked up, and I'm sure that will happen. I am sure that's going to happen. That some of these smaller companies are going to be picked up. All right, spelling. We're going to get to spelling coming up in just a second. Yes. Our number 877-396-W105. Little Carrie Jean-Pierre talking about immigration and the immigration law. Would you consider what Donald Trump did, the stay in Mexico, inhumane?
Say again?
Yeah, what Donald Trump did, the stay in Mexico policy, would that be inhumane?
No.
So, and it leads me to the next question. Why are we always worried about the immigrant and not worried about the citizens? Why aren't we worried about the ranchers whose property is being destroyed? Why are we worried about the citizens of the border cities and their livelihood is being destroyed? Their tax base is being destroyed. Why are we worried about that?
Well, Donald Trump was.
Yeah, he was. And that's why the immigration numbers were down. But here's Carrie Jean-Pierre talking about immigration.
So, look, this is an extreme law that will not and does not make the communities in Texas safer. It just doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
And I think to add to that is that it is very much in line with what Republicans, many Republicans like to do or tend to do, which is demonize immigrants and also dehumanize.
No, nobody is demonizing immigrants. As I watch right now on Fox, Lukesville, Arizona, thousands upon thousands of people coming across the border. Nobody is demonizing. It's against the damn law.
Mm-hmm.
We have laws in America.
Well, and here's my real question. As she said, it's not harming anyone in Texas. When has anyone from that administration been to a border town in Texas?
Well, that's the other thing. And then she says that the buoys and the Constantine wires make it harder for the Border Patrol to do their job. Listen.
This is part of this. And so this is not who we are as a country. This is not who we should be as a country.
Really?
Communities should not be individually targeted and put into harm's way. And this is what we're seeing.
Who's
again,
harmed?
You know, this is something that Governor Abbott has done over and over again. There are plenty of examples that I've listed out from here before, whether it's leaving migrants in the side of the road in the middle of winter, installed razor wire near the border, making it more dangerous for Border Patrol to do.
It is not making it more dangerous for Border Patrol.
No.
It is a barrier. And she said the same thing about Constantine wire.
Their jobs and place bayous in the river, making it harder for Border Patrol to do their job.
What did she call them? Bayous?
Yeah, she basically said a river is a river.
Yeah, listen.
Their jobs and place bayous in
bayous.
Mm-hmm. You know,
bayous
down on the bayou.
Down on the bayou.
The bayous, putting bayous
again.
Or whatever.
This is an East Coast liberal,
right,
who has never been away from that part of the world, trying to speak like she's authoritarian.
And here's the deal. The buoys are a barrier, just like the wall around the White House. The Constantine wire is a barrier to say, hey, idiot, don't touch this. It will cut you.
Hey, doesn't that make it more dangerous for the Secret Service to do their job?
Oh, the wall. Oh, the wall. All right, 739, the most misspelled words according to Google in 2023.
I just want to go on the record as a professional journalist. This is what spell check is for.
Yeah. Congratulations. Tom, how do you spell congratulations? Is it CONGRADULATIONS?
No, you already spelled it wrong because there's no D in congratulations.
What is the letter instead?
It's a T.
That is correct.
Tom scores 1.
Thank you.
All right, number 9 on the list. Occurred.
Okay.
Is it spelled OCCURRED?
Correct.
No.
With 1 R? All right, 1 R. Never mind. I got it right. So, next one?
No, you didn't.
Connecticut. Spell Connecticut.
In the state of Connecticut, we started out with a capital C. Are you ready? And the capital of Connecticut.
The only thing you could have done better is go C-O-N etiquette.
Yeah, there you go.
CONNECTICUT, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Believed. Tom, can we get
ahead,
you
Tom.
to spell believe?
P-E-L-I-E-V-E-D.
Correct.
Yeah, and a lot of people leave that last E out and spell it like be live. Rhythm.
Rhythm of the
is
blues.
also a big misspelled word.
Oh, I believe
it's
that.
coming in at number 6.
People spell it with a Y right at the beginning, but it's R-H-Y-T-H-M. Rhythm.
That's correct.
Yeah, Tom scores 1. Also, number 5, the misspelled word is separate.
Oh, good one.
Oh, I believe that's
People
common.
spell that with an E, but actually it's with an A.
So spell it, Tom.
S-E-
And you're correct, but spell it.
Yeah, S-E-P-E-R-A-T-E. Separate.
You
Got that
did
one
you
right.
get finished? Tom. Number 4 is receive. One of the most misspelled words, according to Google, is received.
R-E-C.
Receive.
With a D or an E, he said.
No, with an E at the end. Receive.
R-E-C-E-I-V-E.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah,
I was
a
a
lot
spelling
of
genius.
Put
Look,
the I.
There's a simple
I-E.
rule that applies there, and it's I before E except after C.
Right. Niece is another number 3 on the list of the most misspelled words.
That's what Blake was just talking about. N-E-I-C-E. Niece.
Other way.
N-I-E-C-E.
Yeah,
Never mind.
N-I-E-C-E. Arctic, another is number 2 on the list.
Like the
region.
Arctic Circle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's with a C.
Spell it.
Arctic Circle.
Spell it.
A-R. Arctic. No.
Go ahead.
A-C. I'm sorry. Arctic Circle.
So go spell it again.
Spell
A-C-A-R-T-I-C.
No.
Arctic Circle.
No.
No.
It's A-R-C.
A-R-C-T-I.
Arctic. Yeah. Well, it's got a C in it. A lot of people don't.
C's in it.
A lot of people don't think there's like a C.
All right, and the most misspelled word of the year for 2023. What word do you think it is?
Massachusetts.
You can't even
Calendar. Calendar is the number 1 misspelled word of the year. And go ahead and spell it.
Calendar. C-A-L-E-N-D-A-R. Calendar.
That's correct.
A lot of people spell it with an E-R at the end.
Right.
It's
Not
A-R.
A. Yeah.
I got what, 8 out of 10?
Yeah. Pretty good.
So the most misspelled words of the year. That was the top 10. All right, 877-396-W105. Taking out the trash on the way. We're B and the Breakfast Club. Tom, we're going to take out the trash dealing with Child Protective Services, CYFD. We'll get to that coming up next. Text line is open.
Oh, boy, look at this one right off the bat. This text says 85% of Hispanic women come over and do not work. Look, they're Latinas. Don't pick on my girls. The girls Hispanic are from over here. Now, the husbands, their husbands work only.
That was so convoluted, no one could follow.
Right. Now,
did you say make me a sandwich?
No.
It almost did.
No, so 85% of Hispanic women, says the texter, come over and do not work. Their husbands work only. Them and their children, though, are on New Mexico Medicaid, and they're definitely a financial burden to the United States. says the texter.
Look, if you come over as a legal resident, you're not supposed to accept any type of financial assistance. But I bet if you checked on that, even people that come and get their green cards are actually burdens to the state, and many of them. I'm not saying the number is higher, but many of them are probably burdens to the state.
Yeah.
Part of the agreement I had to sign sponsoring my wife, it said that she would not be a burden to the state, that even if we were not together, I had to support her.
Wow.
Sorry, Tom.
That sucks. So, hey, Texter says is asking, how come Tom never has any operator errors during the midday show? Because it's a different type of show. So,
all he's doing is filling in the blanks.
And I remember when this texter says, when the Mexican males would come over and marry fair white women just to get residency, I miss those days, says the texter. Okay.
Looking to get a wetter.
Right. So.
A wettita.
A wettita. And I'd say at least 60% to maybe closer to 70% of the illegals my boss has hired lately are useless, only there for a paycheck, says Patriot Larry this morning.
Well, I don't think anybody that's here illegally should be working. I mean, and we need people to work. Mm-hmm. We definitely need people to work, but and there lies the problem. If we went against the companies that hired people illegally, that would fix part of that problem.
They'd be out of business, me.
But nobody has the cojones to do it. Republicans, Democrats, nobody. All right, national anthem and the pledge coming up in just a second. Let's get to Taking Out Trash. Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Their number 575-390-4549, reminding you to give to the Lovington Animal Shelter. So they need donations to spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. They need volunteers to help care for the animals. Call the Lovington Animal Shelter to volunteer or give donations today. 575-552-3669. Take It Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Well, the numbers are out. This is just sad. Bone-chilling 911 calls reveal a horror behind the governor's dark CYFD curtain. This story from the Penyon Post. You can go check it out for yourself. Children under the care of the state of New Mexico lack placements, and finding them a place for them to live is evidently a huge problem. So overnight, they're staying in office buildings, sleeping on the floor. While the effort to address this issue is underway, the reality inside these offices are challenging at best, both for the children and the staff, because somebody has to stay with the children at night. Somebody can't go home to their own family because they have kids that they have to stay at. So over the past year, the Roswell Police Department responded to the building that houses CYFD in Roswell 120 different times, disclosing the record span from October of 2022 to October of 2023. They were called to that office building 120 different times. During one incident, October 5th of 2023, captured on the police sergeant's lapel camera, frustrations were voiced over the persistent housing crisis as these kids are housed in the building. CYFD employee expressed the difficulty in controlling the situation and acknowledged that it is a reoccurring problem. The entire conversation was captured on that lapel video. You can actually go and listen to that on KRQE. Particular incident involved 2 teenage girls who were likely facing a night in the office due to the shortage of foster cares in the city. However, following the police intervention prompted by an altercation, the girls ended up in juvenile detention. They got suitable housing in juvenile detention. But this has been a reoccurring issue. Multiple calls to 911 may describe the chaotic scene, requesting additional officers, including officers from the Sheriff's Department, New Mexico State Police, fire, and paramedics.
Yeah, dispatchers dispatched it out as a riot.
So 120 different calls going to one office. It's amazing that we can put illegals up in 5-star hotels, but citizens born in America have to sleep on the floor of an office building. It's amazing that this state has money, but we can't put these kids up in hotels.
Well, and this is what your governor said she was going to do. She's going to fix the problem, and then we get this.
Yeah. Well, and we also get them.
We didn't have this before she was going to fix it.
No, and we also have them discussing information on an app that erases the apps after she said she is going to be accessible and transparent. It's not the kids' fault.
No.
It's not the kids' fault. We have money for everything in this state, but we have no money for the kids.
Tells you where the priority.
They deserve better. Look, I understand they deserve better from their parents. They do. But now the state has stepped in.
And made it worse.
And made it worse, yes. And put them in a deadly situation. When you put 2 teenagers together,
trouble.
Yeah, you're begging for trouble. Yep. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Check them out. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm supplies, ranch supplies, they've got everything. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Online at roswelllivestock.com if you need more information. Also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. One more story before we take our break for the national anthem and the pledge. Florida man burglarizes a house after a homeowner let him come in for a beer. So the Florida man found himself behind bars after he allegedly burglarized the man's home after the man let him inside to come drink a beer with him. Bruce Hudson, 38 years old, was arrested Thursday of last week, charged with burglary, assault, and battery, and criminal mischief, aggressive assault with the intent to commit a felony. Deputies responded to the home in reference to a possible burglary. The homeowner said the unknown man was walked into the front of his house, asked him if he could have something to drink. He said, "Hey, you want a beer?" Gave him a beer, and then the guy robbed him and assaulted him. Needless to say, he's the worst drinking buddy ever. Going forward, this guy does not deserve a beer. And if he does, he deserves a bad beer. So give him a Bud Light. He could be the boob of the day, but it's not time for that. All right, 7:54. Tom, wrap her up.
All right, so this text is saying, it was brought to light about them sleeping in office buildings about 5 years ago, and nothing had been done, says the texter. And any information on that traffic on 128, not yet. So trying to confirm some things that we've been getting, but cannot yet. And government collects taxes from us Americans born and bred to give to others around the world. It's totally BS, says the texters. And guys, MLG's definition, of transparency is you can't see what she's doing now. She's so busy trying to take law-abiding citizens' rights away and putting this old business out of business. She doesn't see any other problems. That's John from Eunice chiming in this morning. B.
Thank you, Tom. God bless you. 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We're B and the Breakfast Club. Look, whenever we take money from citizens to give to non-citizens, that we ought to have red flags.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. We should never, look, you go to any country in the world. Most countries in the world, you go there, no matter if you're a legal or illegal citizen, they're not going to help you out. Why would they? They're struggling to help their own out.
Mm-hmm.
And after they keep going to us for more and more taxes, the burden is on the taxpayer, and they're just spending our money left and right. Spend it on the right things. Spend it on our military. Spend it on our veterans. Spend it on our children.
Mm-hmm.
Not foreigners. And by the way, some people get offended when I say foreigners. You know what I am when I live in a foreign country?
A foreigner.
I'm a foreigner. And I'm not offended by being called a foreigner, because that's exactly what I am. Please, don't hate me. I'm not a racist, but I am a separatist. People that were born in the country and are citizens of the country should have more rights than non-citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Not completely reverse. 7:56. Some of the stories we'll talk about coming up. Charges dropped against a man accused of a fatal drive-by shooting. Charges dropped. We'll talk about that. Tom Cotton wants to impose a woke tax on universities. In California, new videos coming out of a smash and grab. And what are they going to do? They're forming a committee. Teachers Union. Oh, I love Randy Weingarten. I do. Talking about school choice. I can't wait for this. This is awesome. And by the way, speaking of schools, Socorro schools arguing about the 5-day school week. And Minnesota commissioners have changed their state flags because the old flag was problematic.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Why was it problematic? Well, we'll get to that. And the new Supreme Court justice slapped with ethics complaints over her husband's income. Yeah, she was just appointed too. Huh. I mean, I'm talking about just appointed. We'll talk about those stories. And Die Hard. Is that a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to give you the recent results. I'm not going to try to sway you one way or the other. We'll get to that coming up in just a second. 7:58, National Anthem and the Pledge coming up next. We're KWMW, Malchimore, 105.1 FM, better known as W105. Yes, Homer B and the Breakfast Club. Our National Anthem and the Pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Started her business at 19. Went to work for farmers and started her business. 40-plus years later, she's still helping folks. Look, she loves helping folks save money. And when something happens, car accidents, hail damage, she loves helping folks. She has no problem filing a claim. It all starts with picking up the phone and giving her a call. Maybe you just got that dreaded rate increase. Now you're shopping around. Make sure if you're going to shop around your insurance, include calling Rebecca Long. 575-393-2661. Call her today. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
We are the Dominguez family from Hobbs, New Mexico.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the and the
God bless America. God bless you. We are W105. Blake, if you would, I can't hear when stuff is being played through my headphones.
How about now?
If you can make sure that audition is back on. And, yeah, I think that's why I couldn't hear when we went back on last time, because I was out in the, if you could just make sure that's on audition. All right, national anthem and the pledge. We got that done, but we got to get to the Lord's Prayer, being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you that God is in control.
From Matthew 2 this morning, Micah has written, "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people of Israel."
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Quick check on the weather this morning, being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Get in touch with them. By the way, I left out Roadrunner Grill and barbecue now. If you're looking for them, they're in the old Touchdown Barbecue location in Artesia, 811 West Main. Call in advance if you want to make sure that they can prepare meals for everybody on location or in the office. 575-736-2573. Got a last-minute party and need somebody to cater it. Give them a call. Maybe they can handle that for you. 575-736-2573. Serving up breakfast right now, and what a awesome breakfast that they serve. Awesome, awesome breakfast and a lunch. And, of course, now they have barbecue. Find them today, 811 West Main. And Artesia. Increasing clouds today, getting up to 65, 47 tonight, 20% chance of the wet stuff, 10% chance of rain tomorrow morning. Should be sunny by the afternoon and a high of 61. Friday and Saturday looking pretty good. 5-day forecast, check them out at W105radio.com. Let's get updated with news. We're coming right back. 8:03, be on the Breakfast Club on W105 News, being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale. Give him a call today, 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com. You can find him in Roswell. He can take care of all your big cases. Personal injury cases, not a problem. Settling one case for more than $10 million in the patch. Medical malpractice case, $9 million. Settling car accidents, slip and falls. And also, if you've been accused of anything, need somebody to defend you in the court of law, Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com for more information. Coming right back, we're being the Breakfast Club on W105. It's 8:04.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Donald Trump posts a sad day in America after Colorado's high court disqualified the former president from the state primary ballot under 14th Amendment claims of insurrection, which Trump was never charged with. A swift Trump appeal coming to the U.S. Supreme Court. And after the highest ever one-day surge of migrants across the southern border, Trump doubles down, telling voters in Waterloo, Iowa,
They could be very unhealthy. They could bring in disease that's going to catch on in our country, but they do bring in crime. But they have them coming from all over the world, and they're destroying the blood of our country. They're destroying the fabric of our country.
Still no border security deal between the White House and Senate. White House aides tell Axios President Biden is reluctant to accept his old age at 81, and the First Lady is pushing to cut his schedule and get him to rest. America is listening to Fox News.
Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
It's truck season at Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso. Shop their lot, overflowing with Ram Tough trucks. For a limited time, Sierra Blanca Motors is offering an unprecedented 13% under MSRP on their entire inventory of new 2023 half, 3/4, and 1-ton Ram trucks in stock. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors, your 4-wheel drive headquarters. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, ever.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Shop the Working Guys store for everyone on your Christmas list. Look for the elf on a shelf and find incredible savings store-wide. Men's and women's work boots, FR jeans and shirts, fashion western wear for the whole family, coolers and accessories, belts, wallets, cologne, and sunglasses including Maui Jim. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sundays 10 to 5 for your holiday shopping convenience. Come see those working elves at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Bellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles.
Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Holiday scratchers from the New Mexico Lottery are now on sale, and they feature a second chance promotion. 60 lucky entrants will each win $1,000 this holiday season. Get info and enter at nmlottery.com. You must be at least 18 to play. Please play and gift responsibly. 8-down, 4-letter word for an animated panther. Pink. Introducing Pink Panther Scratchers, featuring $15,000 top prizes. Pick up New Mexico Lottery Pink Panther Crossword Scratchers today. You must be at least 18 to play. Please play responsibly.
When you need real licensed, bonded, and insured security, Southeast New Mexico Security Services is on the scene. Don't take your security for granted. Southeast New Mexico Security Services can protect your property, event, club, oil field location, or whatever else you need with licensed guards that will protect your assets. 20 years experience with security, licensed through the state of New Mexico, and fully insured. Give Jason or Ty a call at 575-706-8361 and stop worrying about the nonsense.
Whoa, I woke up this morning.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Be and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Try this.
Oh, driving outside is scary. This time of year it gets so hairy. Hope my car won't need a tow. Please don't snow, please don't snow, please don't snow. Now I'm gonna get stuck with in-laws. Need to drink a pack of White Claws. Hope this weather will let me go. Please don't snow, please don't snow, please don't snow. Want to finally hit the road. How I love getting back to my bed. But now the traffic's jammed and slow. All the way home filled with dread. This winter storm is now a big thing. And this month makes me long for the spring. I just hate this cold weather so. Please don't snow, please don't snow, please don't snow.
By the way, I don't think we have any chance of snow in the forecast for southeast New Mexico and West Texas. I can think of a couple Christmases where the snow. Tom, you remember the Goliath? Oh, you weren't in Roswell when that happened.
No, but I remember driving in from Rio Doso. I was like, man.
Yeah, I mean, when Roswell has more snow than Rio Doso, you know that there's a problem. And Rio Doso is not Roswell is not equipped for that type of snow. It was definitely a week to remember. That's for sure. All right, things that happen on this date in history. Boob of the day on the way. Our number 877-396-W105. Kamala Harris talking about the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Here we go.
I mean, look at bans. We want to ban assault weapons. They want to ban books.
So name one book that has been banned.
None.
Anybody know any books that have been banned?
I do know some books that have been banned, but they were done by Nazis, which are more aligned with the Democratic Socialists.
Yeah, these books have not been banned. They just said they're not appropriate for schools.
Right.
I mean, please don't use the word ban, because if you want the books, you can go buy it. You can buy them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're still out there. Ban means that you can't find them anymore. They're gone.
Well, but they're using the loose definition of banned. So anytime that somebody says someone can't read it, they're calling it banned.
So if you want to read it, if you want to buy it for your kids, it's still there. But for a great majority of the kids, it's not appropriate.
Yeah, it's just not in the school library.
Your kids different. You can find it. You'd probably go on Amazon right now. It's probably right there. Not a problem.
Sure.
White House spokesperson. Remember we left all those weapons in Afghanistan when we pulled out?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. We did not leave any weapons. John Kirby, White House spokesperson. Here's what he had to say.
But let me remind you, please take the opportunity to remind you, we didn't just leave a bunch of weapons in Afghanistan. This is a fallacy. This is a farce. But let me remind you.
It is not a fallacy. It is not a farce. And you left bundles.
There's pallets
of money. It's not a fallacy.
There's video and photo proof.
Right.
Yes. And not only that, you left the damn dogs behind, too.
Oh, that ain't right.
We left our wounded military behind also.
Yep. And 13 of them
we
were
left
killed.
People that work with the Americans behind.
Yeah, translators and everything else.
And we left weapons. And by the way, those weapons, those same weapons that we left behind, I don't know how you guys can live with yourself. Those same weapons we left behind are now being found to be in the hands of Hamas.
Yep.
Correct.
So don't give me this crap. And don't expect me to believe your lies, because I'm not believing it. There are people that are very gullible, and maybe they can believe it. Snowstorms have created travel problems. Part of the interior Northeast and the Appalachians yesterday. People trying to get home for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
They've got big problems. Let me just put it this way. Hunter Biden's not the only one that's going to have a white Christmas.
Yeah, but he'll be the only one on Marine One doing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Fireball recently moved across power lines at Shore Acres in St. Petersburg, Florida. The storm moved through the area and brought with it a fireball going through the power lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even talking about fireball the drink. I'm talking about really a fireball. And a new report coming out that llama poop is sparked 57% more plant growth than any other fertilizer. Really? Llama poop.
Oh.
Hey, it's not a load of bull. I'm just saying llama poop is the best fertilizer.
Wow.
Of course, climate change people are saying that eliminate the llamas now.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you know something about llamas, right?
Yeah.
You almost hit one.
Oh. Yeah, brushed one.
Brushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Did it appreciate you? What kind of brush did you use?
Are you sure it wasn't an alpaca?
Well, I left a bunch of feathers in my car.
Yeah.
When I brushed
Yeah,
against
those feathers get everywhere, Tom.
Yes.
Llama feathers? Wow. Nearly 9 million borrowers. Oh, we talked about the student loans. A woman in Virginia saw a base, or is it called a bus?
Oh, that was my good news.
Okay, well, I'll skip it. Celine Dion's sister says she is no longer able to control her muscles.
Poor thing.
She has what they call, Celine Dion has stiff person syndrome. It's actually a syndrome. And it's like your muscles are constricted all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It is actually caused her to cancel all her big concerts.
Right. She had postponed a lot of them as it was coming on, and then she canceled.
And so it is a neurological disorder, and she's had it since 2022, but it's progressed to the point where she is not able to do her concert. She's 55 years old.
Oh, I didn't know.
And you probably remember this guy from Dancing with the Wolves. He's been in other movies.
Okay.
But
It's Dances
Nathan,
with Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves, yes.
No, just Dances with Wolves.
Oh.
Well, he just danced.
No
so,
ING.
Kevin Costner
Nathan
movie.
chasing horse after months of legal challenging 18 criminal counts against him. He's 47 years old, and evidently he took an underage, multiple wives, and sexually abused an indigenous woman and girls for decades. He's got 18 counts against him. Remember the character from Dances with Wolves?
Yeah, that was the one that Kevin Costner communicated mostly with.
Yeah, but you remember the name of his character?
Mm-mm.
Smile a Lot.
Smiles a lot, yeah.
Oh, that's
Smile,
right.
yeah, smiles a lot.
He was that kid that became his mentor.
Yeah. So he's 47 years old, and he's got 18 counts against him
Dang,
now.
dude.
Charges dropped against a Farmington man who was accused of a drive-by shooting. No longer faces charges in connection with that shooting in October. According to the criminal complaint, 19-year-old Emilio Hilliard and 18-year-old Bryce Trujillo were involved in that shooting on the west side of Farmington that killed a 23-year-old Ethan Thompson. Hilliard's case has been dropped pending further investigation, which means that the charges could be refiled in the future. His partner in crime, Trujillo, was arraigned on second-degree murder charges shooting from a car. But the other person, Emilio Hilliard, his charges have since been dropped. Tom Cotton from the state of Arkansas introduced a woke Endowment Security Tax Act, which would impose a one-time tax on endowments of 10 American universities found to fund aid to Ukraine, Israel, and wait a second, impose a one-time tax on endowments of 10 American universities. So they would use that money to fund Israel, Ukraine, and the border. It would raise about $15.47 billion and would be a 6% tax on endowments at these universities. Do you know how much money Harvard has? Endowment money?
A bunch.
Boatload of money.
And do you remember when it came time to get the COVID PPE money? Who got a chunk of it? Harvard.
So does it say how they chose which 10 universities? Because there's way more than 10 they could do a woke tax on.
Well, it just says the top universities falling in line, and the biggest ones that also were anti-Semitic and with violence on Jewish students.
Yes.
So I guess that's the way to look. This has no chance of passing. None. Zero. Not at all. All right, we're going to talk about what California is going to do about crime. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Tom and the text, 822. Tomas.
All right, let's start with Shorty this morning from Lovington. He's saying, good morning, gentlemen. How come everybody here in the U.S., every time they talk about illegals, it's automatically the Mexicans? Open your eyes and realize where these people are coming from.
Right.
Mexicans are already here working and paying taxes. Now, business owners...
163 different countries they're coming from.
Right. And business owners never see them on the street holding that dang sign, says Shorty this morning. Okay.
Well, Shorty's right that most of the people crossing the border are from other countries than Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, big... By the way, the number of people coming from Mexico, the number is down so much. It makes, I think it's like less than 10% now.
Right. And they get that rap because that's the border they cross.
That's the border, right.
But I also believe that whenever you talk about illegal immigration, people automatically think it's people from Mexico. And that's legal and illegal. I mean, that's people that are against illegal immigration and pro illegal immigration.
Well, and
like Lovington Liberals said that half of the people in the United States are illegal immigrants from Mexico. Wrong. Come on.
Well, and not half. There's so many things wrong with that statement that are just factually incorrect. Half the population of this country is not illegal. First of all. And then they're not all coming from Mexico. We get I mean,
if you go to California, you'll see people from Honduras, El Salvador, Russia, China,
Guatemala,
Vietnam, Cambodia. Yeah, I mean the list goes on and on and on. There are people coming
Middle Eastern countries.
Senegal. Yeah, Middle East. You name it. People that hate,
and you can see them because they're holding these pro-terrorist Hamas rallies in American cities.
Well, and you can also see them when you go to like Disney, and when it comes to cab drivers and people that are working at the hotels and the cleaning crews and the construction crews. Unfortunately, that's the truth. We have to have a pathway to bring workers into the United States. But I am not for people to willy-nilly be allowed to come into the United States if they do not have the chance of getting a job. If we're looking for accountants, let's go look for accountants. That's the way most countries do it. We're looking for doctors. Let's look for doctors.
Well, and until the last few decades, we have had systems in place for immigration, and we stopped doing it.
Yeah, we still have guest worker programs, but it's so much easier to do it illegally than jump through the hoops.
And we should be making it tougher on people to come illegally rather than giving them this cushion to land on.
Look at the stuff that my wife had to go through to become a legal resident.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, if we went to the doctor less than 4 times, no, it was more than 4 times. I mean, going to the doctor, having x-rays done, having this, having that, having blood work done. Mm-hmm. And I get it. We're going to vet people to make sure criminal background checks.
Right.
But then we allow people and give them all kind of free stuff for doing it the opposite way, where they're not vetted and we don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
None of it makes a lot of sense.
You know, one of the liberal arguments is always, well, back when people came through Ellis Island, we just let everybody come here. And that's not true. When they
turned away more than half the people that came across.
Because we vetted them. When they came through Ellis Island, we knew who they were.
They had to have a sponsor and a job lined up.
But we knew who every one of them were.
We knew everybody. Yep, we did. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main and Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them. Over 1,000 guns in stock. Got somebody on the list that maybe they want a knife or a gun? Go in there and talk to them. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main and Roswell. Ladies, you've been thinking about getting yourself a firearm or some personal protection. They are the lethal and non-lethal personal protection. And guys, you've been hunting, haven't had any luck, blame it on the gun. Get yourself a brand new rig. Go talk to them. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main and Roswell, the largest selection of guns in southeast New Mexico. They've been around for a long time. You'll see the big yellow building when you're driving down North Main in Roswell. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Zia Guns closed Saturday, always open on Sunday. Samuel Fuller became the first doctor to arrive in America. The year was 1620. Peter the Great ordered that the Russian New Year be changed to September 1st to January 1st. Yeah, he wanted to make sure and be able to catch that Super Bowl. The year was 1699. The U.S. on this day, first cotton mill opened up in 1790. Missouri imposed a $1 bachelor tax for unmarried men between the ages of 21 and 50. Some people said it was a good investment in 1820. Yep. Some people tried to buck it. Yeah, of course. And then it cost them $1. Yeah, some people preferred to pay the penalty over getting married. They did. Wow. And it worked out for them. Looks like the very first built-in bathtub was installed in a home in Cincinnati in 1842. Harvey Firestone was born on this date in 1868.
What did he do, Tom? You don't know what Harvey Firestone did?
Tires. Rented the tire.
There you go.
Yeah, he was retiring, right, Tom?
Yes.
1879, Thomas Edison privately demonstrated the light bulb on this date in New Jersey. Before that, he was in the dark room all the time. 1922, the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, better known as the USSR, was formed. Tom, what political party were they part of?
They were a communist.
I think they were socialist in 1922.
That would have been like...
yeah. Yes. Ended tire rationing on this date in 1945. See, it was a good year for Goodyear and Firestone. Birthdays, Jonah Hill having a birthday. Best known for what movie, Tom?
The Cop movie.
Cop movie.
That's
the Cop movie. How about Moneyball or Wolf on Wall Street? He's 40 years old today.
What was the cop movie with, what's his name?
Yep, that one.
Yeah, the cop
Tatum
movie.
Channing. He's in
The cop movie with what's his name?
Tatum Channing. He was in that one. They were high school kids, but undercover cops at high school.
So 21 Jump Street.
There you go.
Yeah, that
The
cop
remake.
movie. Yeah.
The remake.
American Idol winner and from 2008, David Cook is 41 years old. Whatever happened to that guy? Singer Anita Ward is 67. Tom, what she had a song out. What was the name of the song?
Well, she used to push the orange juice.
Never Push the Orange Juice. What was the name of the song?
Yeah, she was the orange juice lady.
She was not the orange juice lady, but she had a song called Ring My Bell.
That's Donna Summer.
Something tells me that your bell has been rung.
That was Anita Ward.
Several times.
Was it?
Peter Christ having a birthday, 78. What band was Peter Christ with?
The Potato Chips.
Oh my gosh. He was the drummer.
For Potato Chips.
What band?
Come on, Tom. The part of his thing was this is why the band originally broke up and then got right back together with someone else.
Beatles?
No, Kiss.
The Beatles, yes. The Beatles, yes. Peter Christ of the Beatles.
I never listened to that stuff, man.
So the song Beth was for his wife.
By the way, he's 78 years old today. And by God, Tom does not know any trivia.
Do you know who the drummers for the Beatles were?
There's two of them.
There were two of them. Who were they?
Well, Ringo was the most famous one.
Okay, he came in after.
Right, after the original drummer.
What's his name? Why do I feel like an Abbott and Costello thing is getting ready to happen?
Who was that drummer?
Pete Best.
Pete Best.
Oh, that's right.
The guy that went, I gave it all up.
And there was another member of the Beatles a lot of people don't remember. He was one of John Lennon's good friends. It was Stuart Sutcliffe, who was out by the time they became the Beatles.
I gave it all up. I could have been a gazillionaire. All right, California lawmakers create their very first retail theft committee.
Whatever.
Yeah, because this is the way they solve crimes. They form a committee. They'll research the whole thing. And Randy Weingarten is Joe Biden's best friend. She is the president of the American Federation of Teachers. And she was at the conference, the Network for Public Education Action National Conference. She made a statement saying that school choice undermines democracy.
Okay.
That's a pretty dumb statement.
So school choice undermines democracy.
Having a choice
undermines democracy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but like you're not smart enough to decide what school your kids should go to. You have to leave it up to the union.
And yet, at the same time, they think this kid should be able to decide whether they can cut off their body parts.
There you go. And then we go right back to the 5-day school week. Socorro Schools is going against the Department of Education, saying that 5-day school weeks won't work in their district. Mm-hmm. And they have based their 4-day school weeks. They've been doing it for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And they have had wonderful success with their kids. Everything is up. Mm-hmm. They've increased graduation rate.
Yep.
And graduation rate is up 85%.
Wow.
If you look at the actual numbers for school districts, what you will find is a lot of the smaller districts that are the higher rated districts in the state are 4-day schools.
Yeah. And so Well, I mean, look, one thing does not fit all schools.
No. That's why they need to be locally controlled and not state controlled.
But look, the PED is like a political football.
Yes, it's a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Every 4 to 8 years, they change the direction it is going. And it's not fair for the kids. It's not fair to the teachers. It's not fair to the schools. That's why it should have just set it up kind of like Texas and most states where it's not political. It is not political, and it's based on what's good for the kids, not what's good for the governor.
Well, and like so many things in our state, the kids are the one who suffer from these bad policies.
100%. Yep. Minnesota Commission chose to change their state flag. The old flag had some, it was probably, any idea why it was problematic?
Well, the old Minnesota flag, if I'm remembering correctly, it had it was the old state seal. So it had like the date on it, and it had like a farmer and an American Indian on a horseback and other things that represented the state.
Well, the new flag is a symbol of diversity.
It looks like a symbol of diversity.
It actually kind of, with that star, that one star, it kind of looks like the flag of China, kind of, except their flag is reddish.
Well, I'm glad they took out the green and white stripe and made it all just the blue, like the dark blue and the light blue.
But the way Minnesota is going,
it does kind of look like a Hamas type of flag, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the direction they're going. The conservative policy group is filed an ethics complaint against one of the brand new Supreme Court justices. Tom, remember Justice Jackson?
Yes.
Appointed by Joe Biden?
The latest one, yes.
Anyway, her husband made some money, and they didn't disclose that money.
Of course they weren't going to do it.
Well, that's okay for her.
She don't even know what a woman is.
Right. She was a woman who couldn't define woman.
Right.
Well, yeah, we can't define a woman. That might go against some of the people that are, I got you. And new survey says that Die Hard the movie, is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
I would agree with Blake.
A recent YouGov poll explored Americans' opinions on Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie? And they revealed 79% of U.S. adults who've seen Nightmare Before Christmas believe that the 1993 Tim Burton movie was a Christmas movie. 12% say it was not a Christmas movie. However, when it comes to Die Hard being a Christmas movie, 39% consider it a Christmas movie, 50% disagree, and some people can't figure out if it is or isn't.
Both of those are Christmas movies.
The sequel was a Christmas movie too, wasn't it?
And so is Gremlins.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the new Christmas movies? I tried watching the one with that just came out, and I can't watch it.
Eddie
and
Murphy
then
one?
I did with what's his name? Eddie Murphy. And I did start watching the new show on Netflix, and I had no idea it was an Obama movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, are you talking the one I was talking about at the end of the world thing?
Yeah, and I started watching it, and it was like an hour into it, I went, man, this thing is not going anywhere.
It doesn't end up going anywhere.
And so that is a Obama movie, correct?
Yeah, I found that out afterwards.
I didn't know either. But thank God I turned it off.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but they have the one scene where it has all the Tesla cars that are self-driving and done by navigation.
Oh yeah,
all get sent to one place and they all crash into each other.
Oh,
yeah. So, and then it's basically a blueprint on how our enemies could join together and destroy the U.S.
Mm. Now, I did watch, I was surfing yesterday. I did watch the
That's
tail
an
end.
Obama movie.
I did watch the tail end. I was surfing yesterday at Barbie.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
But
so let me ask you this much. How could you watch Barbie? Is it on?
It's on
regular TV?
No, I think it's on Max.
Yeah, well, it's on HBO. But I was watching it, and the tail
I'm
end
not
of it,
surprised.
Right.
because I was watching the Hallmark movie in between.
That's a
And-
different channel.
Yeah, and so I didn't get it. Although I missed 90 minutes of it, I didn't get it.
You didn't get what? That it was Barbie?
The movie. She was supposed to go turn human, right?
She was Barbie?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking
He
about.
doesn't either.
And something tells me I don't want to know.
What I think what he's trying to say is he caught the end of Barbie, so now he has to go back and rewatch it.
I don't want to watch it.
Oh, I bet you do want to watch it. You
It's
Hallmark
pink.
watch son of a.
Pink. He's going to watch it. Now I got a confession. I watched a Hallmark movie the other night.
Which one?
With my wife.
Which one?
I have no idea.
Oh,
But it was the same plot as all of them, so it doesn't
Let
matter.
me just say this much. Watching a Hallmark movie with your wife is different than sitting alone and watching it by yourself.
Exactly.
I watched it with my.
If for anyone reading between the lines, you understand.
Yes.
No,
you
but
share the remote, and sometimes it's a give and take.
no, but I will.
Well, and you know those little Hallmark movies, they're a little romantic.
I will.
so-
I will recommend this with 2006, Rob Lowe and Kimberly Williams Paisley. It's called Mama's Shoes. Nothing woke about it.
It wasn't that one. I know it wasn't.
It's
that
a good Christmas.
It was people that I look at and go, oh, they haven't acted in real movies for
Yeah,
10
there you go.
years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's a crackhead yet.
This one
All
was
right.
about some guy that built a Ferris wheel in his backyard for
I
his
missed that
wife
one.
who was terminally ill.
Oh.
It was pretty good.
Sounds like something Tom could never do. Build anything. All right, 842. Let's get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. Go and check out the aesthetics that are on sale just in time for Christmas. Go to the Facebook page and check them out. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway. If you are living in pain, there is a solution. Yeah, I know the doctors have probably said that they want to shoot you up with some type of steroids, and that causes all kind of side effects. Before you do that, go sit down and talk to the folks at Desert Functional. Make sure and tell them that Kevin B sent you that way. Talk to them about ozone therapy, where they take ozone, the gas, and they can give you injections in your knees, elbows, shoulders, back, you name it. If you got back problems, I do too, and I get the injections in between the disc, and it helps. And it lasts a long time for me. Go talk to them about that, or stem cell therapy. They also have the cryotherapy. Get your freeze on today. Now, if you are going through hormonal issues, men or women, see, testosterone is a hormone. And if you're suffering with low testosterone, you might want to go in there and talk to them. But maybe you don't even know you're suffering from low testosterone. Let them do the deep dive into your blood work to find out what's going on. And ladies, if you're going through menopause, I encourage you to let them optimize your hormones. Get everything back in check. 3900 North Lovington Highway and Hobbs, online at thedesertfma.com. Check them out on Facebook today and get all the specials that are going on right now for aesthetics. Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics.
A Florida man was caught on video stealing ingredients to make a screwdriver cocktail from an apartment, according to a Polk County Sheriff's Office. Around 5:30 a.m., right before Thanksgiving, officials said a man was caught entering someone's apartment, according to a post on Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called, from the sheriff's office. Deputies said the victim said the door used by the suspect was a secondary door, one that they don't use very often, and didn't have any idea that it was left unlocked. The suspect, seen on video, walking into the apartment, then walking back out with a bottle of vodka and a bottle of Florida's natural orange juice. Detectives said that the suspect then tried to open the door of the apartment across the hallway, but it was locked, so he left. According to officials, the suspect got away with a little over $35 worth of goods to make screwdrivers with and has not yet been caught. So they're asking for people to go and look up the Booze Bandit stealing screwdriver ingredients, and if anyone recognizes, to give them a call. And at the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Florida. So, you Booze Bandit who wanted to steal ingredients to make screwdrivers, you are the boob of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by our friends at Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out today. I got lots of things to get to. It's already 8:46. Tom in charge of the text.
All right, this texter's saying, you know what? I miss those first cafeterias now. All we got to do is eat unhealthy Mexican food to give us, diabetes and health issues. But don't get me wrong. Now, I eat it, and it's good, but not good for us. I've been eating there since I was a kid in Midland. I do miss them myself. And another texter says, good morning, guys. About the schools now, would you, by chance, what lawyers would go against the schools? One of the texters is asking.
Ones that like kids.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a lawyer going against school, but I know the school districts have lawyers and going against the state.
Ones who are in favor of children.
Right. Very few of them, though. Hey, morning, guys. I know you don't want to step on the toes of the New Mexico RNC, but I don't care. They aren't doing squat, says the texter.
Do you listen to the show? Because we step on their toes a lot.
I left the Republican Party and became an independent because I didn't think that we were doing a great job on the state level or on the federal level. So I have no problem stepping on people's toes.
No.
And they go on to say, can we start nominating decent folks on air to run for our next election, says the texter. And you know what? The deep state has been destroying America for the last 100 years.
And by the way, that includes some Republicans.
Yep.
The deep state.
And there's one other text that Tom didn't get to, and it's talking about that movie B that we were just talking about, the Obama movie. What's it called? Anyway, there's a scene where the black girl, the daughter in that, says not to trust white people. Yeah. You can't trust white people. And it's really, the movie is not a good movie, right? Like, I sat all the way through it, and I'm like, I just wasted,
Well, wait, who the hell do you think you are? A football player? I'll get to that story coming up.
Right.
We talked about it. J.J. Watt made a statement about that. We'll get to that coming up in a second.
But it's really a play. It's really a script on how to take down America and what they really think.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, if you really want to read between the lines, that's what it is.
Yeah, well, nobody would know more about that than Obama and Biden because they completely destroyed it. Man tears his windpipe. We'll tell you what happened.
Ooh.
Former Customs and Border Protection officer convicted in New Mexico. J.J. Watt takes a different approach to the ex-NFL star, criticizing white people. Tennessee, its bill will ban the pride flag. We'll talk about that. And Americans over the age of 70, how much money do they control? How much wealth do they control? And a Big Spring man attacked, what they think, by predators. We'll get to that story and more coming up this morning. And a woman in Texas earns her master's degree. Those stories coming up this morning. Tom, we'll get you back to you with the text in just a bit. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. Siding and construction, they've got you covered, but they do more than just siding and construction. Yeah, they can take care of, well, I guess roofing would be included in construction. I guess metal buildings would be included in construction. They can do all of that and a lot more. They can work with your insurance company. One thing you can count on when these guys show up to your house. They're going to get it done the right way. I know a lot of companies are there. They're trying to get the job done. These guys are not going to take the shortcuts. They're going to get it done the right way. 575-391-1430 or go to the website Seminole Siding and Construction.com. We're taking a break. We're B and the Breakfast Club. We'll come right back. We're W105.
NTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Respiratory illness cases often spike in the fall and winter months. This season, dogs the ones especially affected. Experts still investigating an outbreak that's affecting canines across the country. However, the American Veterinary Medical Association explained the disease falls under the category of canine infectious respiratory disease complex, which includes canine parainfluenza and influenza viruses, canine respiratory coronavirus, and canine distemper virus, among other viruses. It's often referred to as a kennel cough. Dog owners are encouraged to reach out to their primary vets if the dog begins showing any of these symptoms. Outbreaks are not necessarily cause for alarm as they occur regularly. Most dogs will only experience mild symptoms and recover in about 7 to 10 days. After a tumultuous tenure as Indian Affairs Secretary Designate, James Mountain departing the agency to join Governor Grisham's office as her senior policy advisor for tribal affairs. Deputy Secretary Josette Monette will replace Mountain as Indian Affairs Cabinet Secretary. Mountain's departure comes about 10 months after several members of a state task force on missing and murdered indigenous people housed in the Indian Affairs Department denounced his appointment. Since then, the governor has steadfastly rebuffed demands from task force members and some state lawmakers to replace Mountain. It was unclear why Mountain departed. Lee and Eddy counties remain the number 1 and 2 New Mexico counties contributors to New Mexico's coffers. That's according to a revised study commissioned by Eddy County and prepared by the Arrowhead Center at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. Arrowhead Center program director says Los Alamos, Bernalillo, and San Juan counties rounded out the top 5 of counties making significant funding contributions to the state budget. The report analyzed by the state of New Mexico's county level revenues and expenditures from 2015 through last year, estimating the amount of revenue contributed to the state by each county and the state spending at each county on a per capita basis. And that's a look at what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, NTD Radio News. NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin's Electric, serving Carlsbad for over 15 years. Griffin's Electric, bringing you the news. Call Jeremy today, 575-200-8812.
When it comes to electrical repairs, installations, or renovations, leave it to the pros. Call Griffin's Electric in Carlsbad today. Griffin's Electric provides professional electrical service to residential and commercial customers, serving Carlsbad and surrounding areas. Call 575-200-8812. That's 575-200-8812. Griffin's Electric is a locally sourced business that supports strong family and community values.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are built to handle the toughest tasks. From the compact Mule SX to the full-size Mule Pro FXT. No matter the task, there's a perfect Mule side-by-side to help get the job done. For over 30 years, we've stayed committed to 3 words. When it comes to rugged Mule side-by-sides, those 3 words are trust, tried, and true. Find your Kawasaki Mule today at Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso and Hobbs.
Shop the Working Guys store for everyone on your Christmas list. Look for the elf on a shelf and find incredible savings store-wide. Men's and women's work boots, FR jeans and shirts, fashion western wear for the whole family, coolers and accessories, belts, wallets, cologne, and sunglasses including Maui Jim. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sundays 10 to 5 for your holiday shopping convenience. Come see those working elves at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
Incidents of illegal dumping of household, commercial, and industrial waste are on the rise across southeastern New Mexico. Illegal dumps affect public health, safety, and the environment. Folks in both Lee and Eddy counties can call now and report illegal dumping to a hotline sponsored by the Southeast New Mexico Illegal Dumping Partnership and hosted by Lee County. The hotline number is 1-844-496-5509. Again, that's 1-844-496-5509. Report illegal dumping and be a part of the solution.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services, 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington Lady Wildcats basketball team are 7-2 as they head into the holiday break, and it should be no surprise to anyone, especially to Coach Chief Bridgeforth.
But when you return everybody, you hope you're ahead of where you were last year.
And Bridgeforth points out that it's a 3-part season, and the rest of the pre-district schedule is going to be a tough one.
Right here after Christmas, we have a really tough stretch. So I know we get Carlsbad twice, Clovis twice. You know, we're going to have this Goddard tournament coming up. So we have a pretty tough stretch coming up. So we hope that we're playing better. We've actually had a couple of injuries, and hopefully we'll get those 2 back. We were a little shorthanded the last couple of games, just 6 girls. So if we can get a couple back, that'll definitely help.
In the meantime, the leaders of this team are stepping up.
You know, my senior point guard, Liz Buendia, she's really been playing well, and she's just steady, calming influence on the floor. You know, I really feel like Ashlyn Barunda has played well for us.
And the rest of the team is falling into place.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
We can make the morning if we try. Beat and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Get up! Get your fat ass up! Now get up! Like a beached whale. God.
It's coming. It's the Christmas song, Blake. I promise.
What a delightful gift idea. Magical shorts that disappear.
Buy your love from this Noel, the kind of gift he can't resell because it kind of smells if someone else has tried it on.
You could be dancing cheek to cheek. Wiggle the string, play hide and seek.
Buy your workmate or your boss the proctologic dental floss that really puts a hair across his astronomical thumb.
That's the butt cracker. It's not the nutcracker. The butt cracker.
See the big tool belt go slippy slip, slippy slip, slippy slip, sliding down his hip.
Say it isn't so.
See the rear cleavage go peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo.
Thank you, Bob Rivers. 877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club. New look at the Ghostbusters. The Frozen Empire was unveiled this week. And if you want to check that out, the Frozen Empire, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd are back in this one. This is a story of the year, except the year, of course, was 1982. Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter Biden.
Let's be generous. Yeah. 84.
Yeah. Was it 84?
Yeah, 84.
I thought it was 89 or 82. One of those years. I was in the neighborhood. Hunter Biden making his first court appearance on tax charges coming up January 11th. Can't wait for that. And Comcast said personal data for 35.9 million customers was illegally accessed in a security breach that occurred last month. How many people? 35.9 million people. Wow. And Madonna says that she was put into an induced coma back in June.
What?
During her health scare. By the way, a lot of her music has put people, especially new music, has put people in a induced coma also.
How do we know that she came out of it and this isn't just AI?
I don't know. It might be AI. Crazy. Man tears his windpipe after holding a sneeze. Yeah, by the way, they say this is very rare and a first in the world. Wow. And there's actually, you can see the MRI of the tear.
My goodness.
In the windpipe. I think that's an MRI. And so the tear was very small, about 2 millimeters. Hole in the windpipe.
Still shows you the force of a sneeze.
Yeah, that sneeze is very forceful. And former Customs and Border Protection officer convicted in New Mexico of depriving a man of his rights. This happened in 2022. Jury convicted the former U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer for depriving a U.S. citizen of his rights. Former officer Oscar Arnita was checking incoming travelers at the port in Columbus in 2019. 63-year-old man in Deming was crossing through the port of entry. Elderly man tried to look at his name tag, and he thought he was going to file a complaint against him with the DOJ. He repeatedly asked the elderly man if he was trying to threaten him. By the way, he responded by forcing the elderly man out of his vehicle and knocking the man down before handcuffing him. Look, I don't care if you're Border Patrol. This is wrong. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. Right is right.
Correct.
So because of that, this guy could be going to prison.
Well,
now that he's been charged with depriving the man of his rights.
Well,
and maybe assault.
Yeah, because he did assault the guy. I mean, even the supervisor right there said so.
Yeah. Yeah. So he assaulted the guy, and the guy's a U.S. citizen. We don't need Border Patrol agents like this guy.
No.
Most Border Patrol agents are very patient.
Well, they also, and I wonder what this guy used to do, because they said that the techniques that he used to take down the guy after he pulled him out of the car, that the techniques that he used are not taught by Border Patrol.
By Border Patrol. Yeah. Kind of makes you wonder. 9:03. We'll take a break. Coming up in a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Tom's favorite place, the Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill.
Good stuff.
And Lovington, family owned and operated. Great food. If you haven't been in there, get in there for breakfast. Right now, they've got awesome breakfast burritos. Also, awesome lunch. You'll also find fantastic meat. They've got the meat market in there where you can have specialty cut meats. They also have hamburger patties to go, different ones like green chili hamburger patties and so on and so forth. They also have smoked meats available. Find them on Facebook. That way you get the lunch specials and the weekly meat specials. They're on Facebook as Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. Find them in Lovington, 1422 South Main and Lovington. Make sure and call in your orders in advance. If you have a big order or maybe thinking about feeding everybody in the office for the Christmas break, 575-739-7778. And I failed to mention they also do Menudo on the weekends. Check them out. J.J. Watt took a different approach. Rashad Mendenhall. Tom, what's the statement he made about white people?
That I think we talked about it yesterday, that they should give comments or something like that?
Yeah, white people should not give comments on anything. I mean, white people should. Yeah, one of my favorite videos going around, and there was too much cussing, so I couldn't. But there's a guy that he's sitting down with a bunch of black folks, and they're saying he has no opinion on anything. And they said, you shouldn't make comments because you didn't live it. You can't talk about racism. You've never seen it. He said, wait a second. I lived in a predominantly African-American neighborhood as a kid and was beat up every day because of my red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't know about discrimination. Really? So this attitude, this mentality that nobody knows pain like the African Americans is just not true. You act like all white people were wealthy and had a perfect life. White people never suffer. It's only African Americans that suffer. If you believe that, you're foolish.
Mm-hmm.
You act like there aren't poor white people. Many of the people in America have suffered just like you have suffered. And if we want to go back to slavery, there are no slaves in America except hardworking people today. We have no living slaves in America. And this BS about your descendants of slaves.
Well, so am I. I have Irish background.
Me too. But if you want to succeed, you need to pull yourself up. Maybe you ought to start pulling. But J.J. Watt, I get it. J.J. Watt didn't want to get into the whole deal, but he just said, talking about maybe we could segregate between blacks and white stars in the NFL.
No. We went through a whole thing in this country a long time ago to end segregation.
But Blake, a lot of blacks are segregating themselves.
Well, if someone wants to segregate themselves, they can do that. But they don't get to segregate everybody else.
But the other thing is, we shouldn't segregate people based on color of skin.
No.
Like at the University of New York City, NYU, they have a dorm for black people. No whites allowed.
Wow.
Why?
The civil rights movement was all about that not being a thing.
Exactly.
And now they want to be segregated. Not all, but some. Whole thing is crazy. And by the way, white people have every right to have opinions on anything.
The color of your skin does not matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Quit judging people by the color of their skin.
Right.
Judge them by their character. Tennessee bill would ban the pride flag from public and charter schools.
Good.
Yeah, but it also bans any other flags.
Good.
Would you okay with the Confederate flag? No, you're not okay with that. Well, the pride flag is not acceptable either.
Right. State national flags, maybe the school flag, I guess, if that's your place.
Yeah, Tennessee, the U.S. flag and the Tennessee state flag. That's it. Americans.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with it too. Over the age of 70, hold more than 30% of the country's wealth.
Wow. But that means that they don't control 70%.
Yeah, but the big chunk, 30%. And a deceased man was found yesterday morning in Big Spring on Highway 80. Big Spring PD have not released the cause of death, but there is evidence of an animal predator.
Oh, my.
Right.
Big Spring Police Department found the deceased body, and at the time, there were dogs, a group of dogs in that area.
Mm-hmm. But they don't know if the death was caused by them or they did after.
They do not know. They do not know at this point if it was caused by those dogs. So they have not revealed the cause of death yet, but the deceased male had evidence of a predatory animal.
Correct.
That's all we know at this point. I'm sure more information will be coming out soon. And a 90-year-old woman from University of North Texas completed the coursework and just got her master's degree. Tom, did I mention she's 90?
No, you just did.
Yeah. Many Payne. Congratulations.
Well, she remembers when it used to be the University of North Texas.
Right.
Yeah. And she said, one way or another, I'm going to get that master's degree. And she did.
I'm going to pull a Tom here on you and say some quick trivia. Do you know why they changed it from University of North Texas?
Oh.
It was because of the college radio station.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, call letters west of the Mississippi start with the letter K. Well, if you are the University of North Texas, you can figure out what your call letters were. And they changed the wording on it so that it wasn't that.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. Tom, quickly to the text because it's already 9:11. Good news of the day in just a sec.
All right, this texter say, you know what? The only living slaves in America are the hardworking taxpayers who are taking care of the rest of the world, says the texter. Tom, did you have anything on that rig explosion in Carlsbad yesterday? I just texted Matt Hutchinson.
I did see the video of that yesterday, and it looked pretty nasty.
Well, he did text me back. He said there were no injuries and there were no deaths. So
good.
That's good news on that one.
That's
right
great
there.
News.
Yeah. And another texter says, make a trip to Haskell, Texas. It's 99% black population, says the texter.
Okay.
Now, is that up near Orange?
Haskell?
Yeah.
It's East Texas.
Oh, it's East Texas. Okay.
And you know what? If people want to live in a segregated community, but the other thing is they're not saying that no whites can come in and live in the community.
Right.
And what's good for and there are plenty of white communities, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as somebody is saying no blacks allowed or no whites allowed, I have zero problems with that.
Texter says, little talk. I mean, if we all bled red, if we all bleed red, one world order, mass migration globalist hates all of us, says
they hate everybody.
Everybody.
All right, quick check of the weather being brought to you by Randall Pettigrew, reminding you that we got another legislative session coming up, and this governor is saying she's not hiding it. She's saying we're going to have plenty of gun grabbing stuff going on. Randy Pettigrew, you can rest assured he will be there. He will be there, and he will be ready for a fight to protect our rights. Not only that, to protect our way of life in southeast New Mexico. We know one thing. They hate the oil and gas industry, but the golden goose keeps on delivering. So Randy is going to make sure and protect the golden goose. That's the oil and gas industry. Yeah. By the way, he's running for his third term. If you can give to his campaign, please do so at randallpettigrew.com. Need help with anything in Santa Fe? Please reach out to Randy Pettigrew. Find all contact information at randallpettigrew.com. We're going to check the weather coming up next. Right now, let's take a break. Keep you updated with everything going on. 9:14, be in the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Donald Trump posting on Truth Social earlier, a sad day in America, pushing back on a massive decision by the Colorado Supreme Court.
And this is the first time the so-called insurrection clause in the U.S. Constitution has been used to disqualify a presidential candidate. Colorado's highest court ruled that former President Trump is ineligible to run because, in their view, he incited violence during the Capitol riot on January 6th.
Fox's Grady Trimble, voters at campaign events in Iowa.
I don't think it's fair.
No, that's okay.
I think he should be able to run. People will still show up. In fact, it'll create more animosity. It'll help Trump because they're doing this.
The U.S. Supreme Court expected to hear the appeal. The Biden administration releasing a close ally of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in a swap for jailed Americans, the Associated Press learns. America's listening to Fox News.
Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking.
We're trimming the tree with cash at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Join us on Fridays in December for a chance to win some serious cash during the $250,000 Treasure Tree giveaway. Play with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries. You could be one of 5 lucky winners each week to earn up to $250,000 cash. The $250,000 Treasure Tree, Fridays in December, only at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Must be 21 or older. Visit innofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Zia Natural Gas Company odorizes their natural gas with a chemical called mercaptan to give it that distinct rotten egg or sulfur smell to warn us of a potentially hazardous environment. If you detect this smell, leave the area immediately and don't do anything that could create a spark. Once you are a safe distance away, contact Zia Natural Gas Company and report where you smelled natural gas. Stay out of the area until you have been advised it is safe to return. At Zia Natural Gas, your safety is their priority.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
When you live your life in Wrangler clothes, it's hard to imagine working a 9-to-5 without them. While protection is important, you want clothes with style and comfort. And now, thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, you can have it all. Wrangler FR is designed to protect you from burn injury on the job, while continuing to offer the comfort and durability you'd expect from Wrangler. Stop by Benny's Western Store, 205 West Main in Artesia, and 107 South Canyon in Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler FR apparel today. When it comes to work clothes, wear clothes that work for you.
Hello, Jan from Toyota here.
Hi, Jan. With the Grand Highlander we got at Toyotathon, we've been able to do so much. 5 different ski trips, 4 family functions, 3 potlucks, 2 shopping sprees, and a really big tree.
Wow, I'm really impressed.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 2nd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
I can't believe this could happen to me. It was just a few drinks. I do it all the time. Only this time, with my wife and kids in the car, I got pulled over by the police. Then I failed a sobriety test, and I was placed under arrest. My bad choices have finally caught up with me.
Drunk driving? It's not worth the risk. It's up to you to end DWI. This message brought to you by NMDOT.
Jesus is the reason for the season. The family of excellence at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. After all the festivities and gift giving is over, remember why we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Turn your life over to Him, and He'll make 24 your best year ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Lucky Services, Lucky Rental Tool, Lucky Health and Safety, and TRM Trucking. Shop the Working Guys store for everyone on your Christmas list. Look for the elf on a shelf and find incredible savings store-wide. Men's and women's work boots, FR jeans and shirts, fashion western wear for the whole family, coolers and accessories, belts, wallets, cologne, and sunglasses including Maui Jim. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sundays 10 to 5 for your holiday shopping convenience. Come see those working elves at the Working Guys store, 109 East Broadway.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured, whatever they print it on, your logo will look awesome.
What happens in the Breakfast Club stays in the Breakfast Club.
And the Breakfast Club.
Get your ass out of bed.
Yeah.
Not afraid to talk the talk. And we walk with a limp. B in the Breakfast Club.
He said it is what it is. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is.
All right, good news of the day coming up 9:21. If Trump's ballot decision stands, Colorado's GOP says it will move from the primary to a caucus system. Do you see the story? It's just coming out this morning. So Trump, who is deemed pretty much disqualified from the ballot by the Supreme Court of Colorado after accusations that insurrection, even though he was not found guilty of one crime by any court of law, or by the impeachment hearings. But the Colorado Republican Party says it plans to withdraw from the state's primary election and move to a caucus system if that ruling stands against the former president, Donald Trump. State GOP spokesperson made that remark on social media this morning.
That's defranchising those voters.
Well, does that mean that the caucus system works outside of electoral laws?
I don't know. But Tom just said something interesting that defranchises the voters. No, the Supreme Court did that.
The Colorado Supreme Court.
Yeah, they did
the Colorado Supreme Court did that by saying Donald Trump's name would be taken off the ballot.
Disenfranchising. Yeah.
Can't do that.
We are in interesting territory, to say the least.
Yeah. And I think this will go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will say, hey, leave it up to the voters, because Donald Trump has not been hasn't been convicted of any crimes.
It would not surprise me if the Supreme Court, between Christmas and New Year's, it would not surprise me if they convened to hear this.
Yeah. I would. And here's the other thing. Even if he is convicted of a crime, he could still run for president.
Yeah.
With the exception of being charged with insurrection, which he is. Supreme Court, this is overreach.
Yeah.
I was blown away when I saw this story, and because I said, how can they do this? These are scholars. These are legal scholars. How could they do this?
Because they are party hacks first.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Well, here's what's more dangerous, guys, is that will the other blue states in this country follow suit?
They've already, look, New Mexico, that same guy that filed a lawsuit in Colorado, filed a lawsuit in New Mexico.
14 states.
And he is systematically going from state to state and done the same thing.
I don't know how he has standing in those states, but, that's a different topic.
Didn't New Mexico rule on this already and said that his name would go on the lawsuit because he hadn't been filed? I mean, I think they ruled on it already.
They did.
The court system, not the Supreme Court, but the court system.
Yeah, they said that it has no standing.
It has no standing. How can Colorado? I don't get it. But this thing will play out in the court system, and it's going to play out rather fast. Tom in the text, if you would, we'll check the weather, get to the good news of the day. Tradio is around the corner. Our number 877-396-W105.
Since we're staying on this subject, this texter says, my personal opinion that Mr. Pierce, who's currently our Republican chair, Mr. Pierce failed the New Mexico Republican Party. He needs to be replaced with an individual that is pro-Republican, says the texter. Now, look, here's the deal. Steve served our country. He served us multiple times as our representative in Washington. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. And once an appointment back.
Yes. But do we need new leadership?
Absolutely.
Out there?
Yes, we need new leadership. And I will not take anything against Steve Pierce. No. He was a great representative. He was a great congressman.
And he's a great guy still.
He still is.
He's a great guy, but it comes a time in our lives where we have to step away and allow
the younger folks.
There will come a time for me to step away and let a younger person take over.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I kind of embrace that because there also come a time in my life where it's my time and my time to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the time has come. The Republican Party of New Mexico, just like the Republican Party of the United States, needs new blood.
Mm-hmm.
It needs young, vibrant blood,
mm-hmm.
new ideas.
Well,
I'll say it again. How many times is there something that is going on, like the governor's overreach with this gun health order?
Mm-hmm.
The Republican Party did not answer that.
Mm-mm. Well, they did. It just took
individuals
a week and a half.
Yeah, but Steve Pierce did not. I think that's wrong. We need somebody that embraces social media,
mm-hmm.
can answer that call
mm-hmm.
on their phone, doing a video within 24 hours.
Yep.
Preferably within 3 hours.
Right.
But 24 hours, I'll accept that. All right, Chad, taking a break in a second. We got to get to the good news of the day. Check of the weather being brought to you by our friends at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're on 128 this morning, exit on Buck Jackson Road if you need fuel, and go down to the Twin Wells Fuel Station and fill her up. It's a large area, open to the public, covered area in case there is any rain or snow or whatever. They sell unleaded diesel, also DEF value. They're open to the public. They accept all credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. Twin Wells Fuel Station right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Increasing clouds today, 65 for the high. Maybe a chance of isolated showers coming up tonight. 20% chance of rain, down to about 47. 61 tomorrow, and maybe a slight chance of rain in the morning. Sunny by the afternoon. 9:28. Let's get updated with the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D and Lovington. Give them a call, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. You can take care of all your insurance. Right across the street from Bob's Thriftway in Lovington. Herschel Rustin Hayes, your Farmers Insurance Agent, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So Jessica Vincent had just started surveying the shelves of a Virginia's thrift store when a vase caught her eye. It was shaped like a bottle and had ribbons of colors, aqua green, amethyst purple, that spiraled up the glass surface like stripes of paint. The piece looked old amongst the clutter of measuring cups, candles, and other tchotchkes. But after adjusting her eyes, she made out the words Murano and Italia on the bottom of it. She said, "I bought it thinking it would look beautiful in my house somewhere." She's a horse trainer, and she paid $3.99 for the vase at a Goodwill outside of Richmond. She said, "I definitely didn't buy it thinking, oh, I'm going to sell this." But she did a little research and changed her mind. And on December 13th, that vase actually sold at the Wright auction house for $107,000. The buyer is a top collector from Europe, and they wish to remain anonymous. The purchase came after years of her pursuing yard sales and thrift stores with her mother, and she loves the PBS's Antiques Roadshow and had daydreamed many times of that kind of a, quote, lottery ticket level transaction. She said she always felt like she had a good eye, but she's really surprised that nobody else picked up the vase because it was so pretty. And that turning $3.99 Murano glass vase into a $107,000 treasure. That's your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Get in touch with him today. Tom, is today's your last day?
No, it's Friday.
Well, we're kind of hoping that we get a break, but okay. 2 more days. All right, Thursday edition tomorrow will be on the air. It's already 9:30. Tradio coming up next. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. This time of the year, you don't know if you need heating or air conditioning. There's a guy that can take care of both. Enrique Rocha, Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Give him a call if you got a problem with air conditioning or heating. He's the name that we trust. 575-631-1999. Give him a call today. I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow morning for B on the Breakfast Club. Let's check in, and then we're coming back with Tradio next on W105.
NTD Radio News being brought to you by Griffin